we'll get this going real quick. Alright, but what's good, everybody? It's Batman, and I've been already getting so many requests to watch this video. I've already had so many people having uproars and losing their minds and saying that this was probably the worst video he's ever done, and I've heard that he ratted like extremely hard in this vid, and apparently there's been a claim where now Kakuzu has just not with the just base durability alone, not even with the armor and you name it. Apparently he has like a live stage of moderate durability, which is 100% cap. Like, yeah, apparently that's a claim that he said. So all this stuff, you name it. But yeah, so apparently Kakuzu now scales to like a live moderate durability and all this other bullshit. And you name it, we all know Kakuzu's multiversal. He's also multi-continental, you name it. So we're gonna get a lot of facts and a lot of incredible scaling in this video. You know what I mean? It won't be no ratting, no nothing. It's just gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be, you know, it is what it is, you know? So, but we're going to get into it, and before we even start this video, I'm just going to let you guys know, Kishimoto's actually already gave us the answer for who would actually win the fight. It's actually been shown. It's a Naruto Ninja Storm Revolution game, and it's also actually canon. Kishimoto supervised the game. He was part of the production of it. He gave the approvals for everything. He supervised the story, the skins, the characters, literally all of it. So it is canon, and they added additional, animated scenes for the Akatsuki, you name it, all that, and how they kind of came to be. Pain was actually the one that recruited Kakuzu, and you name it. And so basically, it is canon, but it's separate canon. Basically, that makes sense because obviously you'd have manga canon, then you would have the anime canon, and then you name it. So it's all part of Naruto. It's all canon. You name it. At the end of the day, Kishimoto created Naruto as well. Even if you wanted to go the route like, oh fuck that, it's not in the manga or whatever, or if you're like an only manga person, that's not how it works. Unless you can actually provide evidence to where Kishimoto says the anime or certain games or whatever, or certain movies are not canon, then therefore it doesn't matter. And not only that, Noodles doesn't consider that to be canon, yet literally if you go to his multiversal video, he actually states one of the Naruto movies is canon because Kishimoto was the one that produced the movie and made it and shows like the end credits for it and everything. Guess what? Same thing for the video game. So meaning therefore, if we actually take Noodles' logic for why he considers the movie canon and his argument for that, it's the same exact shit for the video game. So guess what? He basically contradicts himself, and at the end of the day, Kishimoto already gave us the answer. The fight is there, and it is what it is. And if you guys don't know what fight I'm talking about, okay, what's it called? Then, I'll show it towards the end of the video. How about that? I'll show it towards the end of the video, and we'll kind of go that route. So, and the funny thing is, the scene that he's actually showing right now is literally the fight that happens with Kakuzu versus Pain. That's a little bit ironic. But anyways. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. That's be a little intro. And from here, as we all know, we all should know Pain beats Kakuzu. If anything, the biggest question is, can Kakuzu even beat the fucking the Path of Pain that can summon, do nothing but summons? Like, that Path of Pain can literally be invisible where you can't be detected by Kakuzu. Path of Pain can fly in the air and not be touched while Kakuzu can't do anything. He can summon the fucking dog that basically cannot die, and that dog would just fucking destroy Kakuzu. But let's say you don't think the dog has enough AP to kill Kakuzu for whatever reason, which is stupid, but let's say you think that you just get outlasted, get pressured, you name it, and then eventually that's it, be GG KO. Like, literally, if anything, the best video for Pain versus Kakuzu, which this was actually done by another YouTuber, which it was a go-to video, and I reacted to it as well, and it was fucking hilarious. But literally, he did what I said. Like, I thought I was the only one with this mindset, but he deadass had a video, and it was really about Kakuzu versus the summoning Path Pain, if he could even beat him in a 1v1. Like, if we trade Jiraiya and Kakuzu and switch them, you know what I mean? Like, it was fucking funny as shit, bro. It was great. But either way, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we all know Pain wins. There's plenty of narrative implications for it. Kishimoto makes it obvious as fucking day that clearly Pain is the top dog, and debatably even top 3 in the fucking Akatsuki. Okay, like, it's just not rocket science. Like, literally 95% of the Naruto community knows that Pain would scale over Kakuzu, while the other 5% is nothing but rats or the Noodles community. So at the end of the day, it's not a no-brainer. It's not rocket science, you know what I mean, anything like that. It's not contentious. It's nothing to take seriously or anything like that. So no matter what's being presented, no matter how much of ratting scaling it is, whatever the case may be, don't let it get to you. Don't let it get mad. The best way to really avoid people like this, or to just, engage with people like this, is, for one, don't even give them attention. Like, that's the rule number one. Just don't give them fucking attention. Don't fucking, you know, go to try to debate them or respond to them or anything like that. Just ignore them. Let it be. Like, literally, Swag, Seth, Six, so many fucking YouTubers literally ignore this guy. They don't give him any fucking attention in the world. They'll probably maybe check out his content here and there, and just to get laughs and giggles and shit, or maybe make fun of it in a way. But that's it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give him the attention he wants. 'Cause that's all he wants. He wants attention for this. And if you keep giving him attention, he's going to keep doing things like this and making content and etc. because he knows he's, getting the attention he needs, getting under people's skin, and just filling up his ego and to fill up his debate skills, you name it, whatever. Because at the end of the day, the only thing I would give this guy is he is a good debater. He knows how to rat, he knows how to misconstrue things, you name it, and make the debate be in his favor as well. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're, like, an average tier debater or a low tier or really don't know that much or whatever, he's more likely going to destroy you in the debate even if he's wrong on the topic. So that's the only thing I will respect about the person. It is what it is, even though, in my opinion, it's annoying and it's very, like, just stupid. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just me. Like, if I'm going to argue or debate for something, it's going to be with a sense of integrity, not just to fuck around or bullshit. You know what I mean? Unless you're, like, having fun with something, whatever, and you want to just, try to wank your debate, whatever, by all means, do you. But, like, if you just do it consistently and actually believe in that bullshit, that's, it's a problem, where they're either a troll or they're just so retarded, or, excuse the R word, they're so stupid that they actually believe in it. You know what I mean? So, but I just want to kind of put that out there. We're going to engage this video. I'm not going to do as many pauses as possible. If I do a lot of pauses, it's going to be like very short, brief debunks. Because this video is already 56 fucking minutes. Like, I'll either do a 2-part video for this, so I'll do like 1 part and then the final part. So it'll either be 2 parts or just be 1 part. We're going to try to get through this as quick as possible. And let's get it. We're going to lose a lot of brain cells. This is a warning. You will lose a lot of brain cells. But I already know it's going to give me some laughs, and it's going to be funny. Let's get it.
New video, which has been fated to appear on my channel since forever. Seriously, I don't know why I haven't did this video yet. Firstly, before we get into the video, I want to actually talk about the ridiculousness that has been achieved from this topic. I've been in the fictional debate community going on 5 years now, and this topic, which started as a meme between me and my old buddy Webcam Parrot, ended up creating the biggest stir in the history of the Naruto debate community. Both me and Parrot actually ended up getting to debate Swag Kage, which is literally the biggest Naruto power scaler on YouTube, in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and I got to become known as the Kakuzu guy. Quite literally every time somebody brings up Kakuzu, both me and Parrot's name is thrown into the conversation. History aside, I did briefly cover Kakuzu versus Pain in my Akatsuki ranking video I posted a long time ago, but I left out tons of major arguments, so in this video I plan to cover every single argument that I've ever heard on both sides of Kakuzu versus Pain, or at least the ones I can remember. Anyway though, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I'm going to be splitting each of these characters up, first talking about the capabilities of Pain, followed by Kakuzu, and I'll categorize each of their abilities into strength, durability, speed, tax, or skill, and any other ability that can potentially play a factor in this fight. So to begin, we're going to be talking about Pain's strength and attack potency. So to keep it brief, we already know all of the major physical attacks that Pain has been shown capable of. Firstly, he's able to consistently swap hands with base Pain Art Naruto, and the Ashura path was shown capable of piercing Kakashi. This blade also appeared to show even more piercing power than the Shinra Tensei, or Almighty Push, that was fired at Kakashi earlier in the fight. It's also worth to note that the Shinra Tensei was eventually able to subdue Kakashi as well. This is impressive because Kakashi is a character that was capable of withstanding blows from Kakuzu, albeit not well, but withstood nonetheless. So this could mean that both the Ashura path and the Shinra Tensei possess similar strength to Kakuzu's Taijutsu, which we have seen capable of momentarily blocking a paw strike from the Biju avatar of Yukito. Another impressive aspect of this feat is the fact that it was shown capable of obliterating Kakashi's mud wall. This may not seem that impressive at first glance, but when taken into consideration what Kakashi's mud wall has been shown blocking in the past, it becomes much better. In the war, during Kakashi's battle with Rinnegan Obito, Obito projects multiple giant shuriken out of his Kamui dimension and hurls them at Kakashi. Kakashi's response is to simply mudwall these giant shuriken, which successfully blocks all of them. The reason this is impressive is because Obito has managed to cut through all of Yuki's 8 tails, the same 8 tails that can withstand the force of the Biju Bomb. It's also worth noting that
one thing I'll start this off so far, at least he's analyzing both characters thoroughly to kind of show both, good things about them, whatever you name it, so on and so forth. So I'm liking that. It wasn't just like him immediately going to just nothing but Kakuzu and the Wanks and all this, you know, whatever you name it. So I do like that he's at least engaging that, you know, in a sense, and applying some integrity. That's nice. That's pretty cool. Now, what I will actually, you know, what I will say, basically the reason why Pain's Amari push was even able to negate Kakashi's, you know, mud wall and all that, you name it, while Obito wasn't able to do anything. So Obito's, you know, Shuriken, you name it, obviously we're able to go through the 8 tails, you know, whatnot, but that's not really that extremely impressive. Like we've seen Sasuke do with his lightning style. We've seen the third Raikage do that. There's so many people that have been able to cut the fucking 8 tails, tails, or go through his durability. We've even seen, you know, like fucking the other tail beast to hit his horn and make him bleed and shit. So like, there's plenty of characters that have done that, but either way, the reason why Pain is able to go through everything whenever he's using a mighty push or whatever is because it's a hacks ability. If you actually look at the data books, it's basically stated to be able to negate anything. Ninjutsu, taijutsu, what's it called? Any size, any object, you name it. Okay, it's basically like a broken ass ability, consists of all 5 chakra natures, and it just blows that shit away. It's called the invincible hand of God, you name it, and so on and so forth. Like the data book statement basically explains it as much as possible. And it's a broken ass fucking ability, which is why it makes the Rising Shuriken poof. Guess what? Something that Kakuzu could not deal with. Mind you, a weaker Rising Shuriken from like a little bit of a QB juice. It was a QB amp Naruto, but he only had a little bit of a QB chakra. Like it wasn't even like the full on QB Naruto. It was just a little bit, okay? Because he's fighting against a guy that basically killed one of, his mentors, Asuma, you name it. Okay, so when we all know the Nine Tails chakra always leaks out or whatever whenever Naruto's like emotionally disturbed or getting stressed or whatever, or in pain or angry. It's just a natural response, which is why it kind of leaked out. And the reason why it wasn't the full-on QB look or the full-on QB amp for Naruto is because he promised Yamato to not use the Nine Tails power, just to use his alone, you name it, etc. So he had plenty of incentive to not use full power QB, and it's even shown like there's visual differences, you name it. I don't need to get into all that. So with the smallest amount of a QB amp, Naruto was able to body him with the Rising Shuriken. While with the Seijar Rising Shuriken, Pain can literally just poof, blow it away like it's fucking nothing. So it's basically hacks. Yes, there's some AP involved as well, but it's hacks. Okay, it can literally deal with anything that comes to touch with it. To the point where it's literally stated verbatim by Kakashi, no ninjutsu or any attacks or whatever is going to work on that jutsu. Interesting, alright, this is going to be really tough, whatever, blah, blah. And he didn't even use Kamui on fucking Pain. Basically providing, in a contentious sense that it is also possible that even Kamui wouldn't work on Pain. Because Kakashi didn't even try to use Kamui, which we all know is in character. Kakashi will use Kamui if he feels threatened enough. He felt threatened enough by Kakuzu, and if Naruto and Yamato didn't show up, he would have used Kamui to defeat Kakuzu. He's done it with Deidara immediately. He was immediately activated his Mingekyo Sharingan to fight Obito, Madara, when he was trying to get to Sasuke before Zetsu and Obito did. There's so many fucking times where he immediately goes to Kama when he needs to. The fact that he didn't do that against Pain went to show that he thought it would be ineffective against Pain because of the Shinra Tensei and the Mari push. Okay? And he literally makes a statement verbatim saying it and everything, so it's a lot more supported to believe that's the reason why he didn't do it. And the only time he does Kamui is when he wanted to fake his death and make it seem like he was killed by Pain when he wasn't. Because he does Kamui on the nail that was hit by the Amari push. So, overall, okay, Pain's Shinra Tensei not only has AP to where it can blow things away, cause destructive, whatever capabilities, but it's also a hacks ability, which a lot of people forget that, okay? So, meaning, therefore, okay, Pain's Amari push is going to fucking shit on Kakuzu. Just like it did on anybody else, Kakashi, whatever you name it, it's going to destroy Kakuzu. If Kakuzu even does like his Diamond Morph armor, which is just an Earth-style ninjutsu, it's going to negate that, go right through it, and he's going to get blown and fucked up. Just like it does to anything else, even to Kakashi's Earth-style mud wall, okay, you name it, it's going to go through it all and completely destroy it like it always fucking does, okay? So overall, Pain's just good, it is what it is. This doesn't really help Noodles, but I'm glad he's kind of mentioned and whatnot because it kind of goes to show how silly he is to even think that, like, Kakuzu could just straight up just beat them all, you name it, whatever, so, but either way, I kind of want to put that out there, and then we can continue on and go from here.
The people who have been shown capable of cutting through the 8 tails are both the 3rd and 4th Raikage, who are both Biju level. If you aren't aware, the Biju bombs have been calced at both small country and multi-continental in force. This would mean that Pain's...
So yes, Raikage and 4th Raikage are technically Biju level. They have Biju levels of Chakra, you name it, which is why they can move so fast and so strong, you name it. While Kakuzu, he is not Biju level. Just saying. Now, Noodles will probably show the scan. He kind of showed it for a brief moment, technically, where basically he did against the 2 tails, and you know what I mean, like to where he's able to grab his fucking the paws, and then immediately get slammed into the ground and bodied in one shot. So like either way, you know, he gets destroyed, but regardless, that's probably how he'll try to scale Kakuzu to fucking, you know, to Biju level or whatever, which is just not the case. It's not shown at all. But you know, that's the only like best like wink or upscale or ratty argument you can do for Kakuzu. Like let's say you're debating and you want to just make Kakuzu Biju level or whatever, some crazy ass wink, you could just show that scan and it's like, oh, here you go, and then go from there, you know. But it's easily debunkable, it's easily refutable, and it doesn't work for you, and it's just stupid. But anyways, let's continue.
Shinra Tensei is potentially generating Biju levels of force. To add further support to this, Pain utilized Shinra Tensei against Gamabunta as well, and managed to break every bone in his body in one shot him.
Yep.
This is even more of an effect than Shikaku One Tail's Biju managed to do with his air bullets, which
Yep.
are stated to require more than 1 to subdue Gamabunta. This is not the most powerful jutsu.
And it's crazy because Shikaku is obviously a Biju level threat. It's a tail beast in it, and he has an insane amount of fucking chakra. And Genbutsu was able to tank one of them and says, man, if I get hit by many more, that could be a problem, while he gets one shot by a basic ass Shinra Tensei. Shinra Tensei is fucking crazy. It's crazy. It's no joke. Like the fact that like even Tail Beast, when, you know, if they were to shoot shit at Pain and he could just basically negate it with Shinra Tensei, whatever, like Pain's just no fucking joke. He's that guy.
Pain's arsenal either, as Pain was shown capable of leveling the entire Leaf Village with his chaotic Shinra Tensei. This feat was actually calced consistently around island level. Even this jutsu is not the most destructive and powerful in his arsenal, as he also has access to the Chibaku Tensei, which summons a massive amount of earth together, enough of which to generate around country to continental levels of force. To support Pain being around Biju level even further, there's a direct statement in the 3rd data book on page 196 that says, hardened skillful masters even stronger than Jinchuriki. And later on down the page, it says that Pain believes that when the Akatsuki are formed into pairs, they will lose neither to a Biju nor Jinchuriki.
So, this data book statement is irrelevant, doesn't matter, because clearly it's saying that they can't lose to a Jinchuriki or Biju, whatever, when Kakuzu literally loses to Naruto, who is a Jinchuriki, and then Kakuzu also loses to a Biju that just uses its paws and fucking slams him to the ground and bullies his shit. So, he loses to not only a Biju. Well, actually, I won't even say that. They're both technically Jinchuriki because she was a perfect Jinchuriki and she mastered. So, they literally lose to Jinchuriki. The only reason why I hit on was, and Kakuzu was able to beat the 2 tails, was due to hacks. Somehow, some way, they got her blood. Regardless of whether if you think Kakuzu did it or hit on, doesn't matter. Bottom line is, they were able to get her blood. It was more than likely, obviously, from an off-guard attack, whatever, because they're immortal. People don't really know that. You name it, so that can create an opening for you, just like it did to Kakashi. You name it. So basically what I'm saying is she got her blood got taken, then Hidon does hacks, GG, doesn't matter. Durability is irrelevant, all that's irrelevant. Basically you're fucked. If he gets your blood, you're fucked. Okay, it's a W no matter who the fuck you are. Unless you're like some alien threat and you can like instant heal or whatever, you know. Anyways, so either way, like fucking, you know, that's basically what you're working with. So this statement is actually really, really shit and bad. It doesn't help. It's contradicted millions of fucking times. Yes, the Akatsuki have the abilities to combat against Jinchuriki and to be able to defeat them in Tail Beast, okay? But it's not because of just their power levels or anything like that. It could be either due to certain hacks abilities they may have, it could be due to, you know, certain jutsus or, you know, teamwork, you name it, the whole fucking 9 yards, etc. Okay? Or just how they're strategizing and using intelligence. Like, for instance, like you have Batman who basically needs to use kryptonite or red sun soul energy to be able to defeat Superman. Okay, so obviously he's not just straight up defeating Superman because he has the power to. No, he needs to strategize and do certain, you know, skills or strategy or plans in order to get the W. Very similar with the Akatsuki. Okay, even Kasame states it over and over. You know, and mind you, Kasame also has Biju levels of chakra, and then when he like forms with this Samahata, he becomes like the tailless tail beast. But regardless of that, he's not winning because he has like Biju level of chakra or anything like that. He's winning because he can literally absorb your chakra and depower you and get stronger because of it. Once again, hacks, etc. So, another example, you have Madara, okay, where he has to use the Sharingan to control the Nine Tails. He's not just straight up boxing it with his perfect Susanoo and beating it and, you know, making it his bitch, no. Okay, instead, he has to, you know, use hacks, Genjutsu, the Sharingan. You have Hashirama who uses wood style, hacks. There's so many examples. Hacks, 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 hacks. So overall, all because they have the abilities and the potential to defeat them, great, fantastic, it's shown here and there, whatever. But this statement doesn't mean it's literal, like hyper literal, to where always you name him, because he clearly lost to Naruto. Therefore, this statement is invalid, it's irrelevant, doesn't really help. Basically, all it's saying is that the Akatsuki are very strong ninjas, very strong individuals, and they have the capability to beat Agent Judiki or, or beat you. That's simple.
Mean that Pain has to have some jutsu or ability to deal with the Biju and Jinchuriki. This would at least scale to the Chibaku Tensei, since it is his most powerful jutsu, which was even somewhat contained in Eight Tails Naruto.
So it's actually not true. So Pain can actually be able to defeat Jinchuriki and Biju with just his rods. He can literally just throw them and immediately depower the Jinchuriki. So he has like the rods that he can use to kind of control the chakra, you name it and whatnot. Like he does it against Naruto, he does it against V2 transformation. You know what I mean, so on and so forth. So like the rods even work on the fucking, like big ass Biju that Obito uses the same rods and it works on them. So he has other methods, he can do, you know what I mean? Like he has all his abilities, you name it. Even the Osteopath that can use like missiles and explosions was able to completely shit on the Six Tails Jinchuriki. So like he has other ways. He doesn't need to resort to like Chibaku Tensei, or needs to resort, to even like automatically to a mighty push. Like no, he has many ways to do it. It just depends how the fight goes, how he interacts or whatever, and that's basically it. So like it's that fucking simple. Now at the end of the day, if like let's say there's a Jinchuriki and it goes to full transformation, or it's a Biju, okay, he'll more than likely have to use Shinra Tensei or Chibaku Tensei, because that'll probably be the most effective way to deal with the threat. Okay. He's not just going to straight up just go and punch it in the face and get rid of it, and things like that, So I'll say that at the very least, but 9 out of 10 times it doesn't even get to that point, because once again, they're intelligent. They know how to deal with the beast. They don't underestimate them. And the tail beasts are literally fucking power weapons itself. It's stated numerous times, which is why they're needed to do things, okay? If they were that much powerful and scaled to them as well, they wouldn't require the Biju. That'd be irrelevant, okay? So just want to kind of put that out there, you name it, but yeah.
There are a few other feats of Pain shown, such as Tendo Pain destroying a Rasen Shuriken with the Shinra Tensei.
Yep.
But I have an issue with this that I'll explain later.
I knew it! I knew he was going to say he has an issue. So, the reason why that doesn't work, okay, and I can't wait to hear the bullshit excuse. Okay, he's over here saying, oh, Shinra Tensei, look at its AP, look at its really good feats, blah, blah, you name it. Even deals with the Sage Art, Rising Shuriken, you name it. Guess what? Kakuzu couldn't even deal with a base, weaker Rising Shuriken. So, therefore, if a weak Rising Shuriken that's less stronger than Sage Mode can beat Kakuzu, therefore, Pain's one almighty push should just one-shot Kakuzu, right? Or maybe kill one or two of his hearts or whatever, you know what I mean? Literally, he's basically digging his grave right now. He's literally digging his grave. Like, you can't just, go connect the dots, have all this, scaling for Pain and arguments, and then pull up that feat, and then be like, oh, but this doesn't matter, don't worry about it. And I'll explain why. It doesn't work like that, bro. Nice job with your pants being caught down, you idiot. I was waiting for that. He's so predictable. He's like a fucking book. Like, you're reading like a goddamn book, bro. Like, oh my god.
It's much less convoluted than people realize.
Oh, that's funny as shit.
It has 2 fights. So start Pain was shown capable of reacting, blocking, and tagging Kakashi multiple times. Although Kakashi was weakened throughout a majority of this fight, it is worth noting that Pain was...
What? Kakashi was weakened? Show the fucking evidence. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You can't just come out here and be like, oh, Kakashi was weakened, blah, blah, this way doesn't matter, whatever, or some bullshit. Bro, come on now. Like, what are we doing? If anything, if we're gonna go that route, let's say if that was true, if I were to grant him that, okay, Kakashi was also weakened because he's over here training with Naruto with the Rising Shuriken, name it. And Naruto does like his a wind style Rising On against Kakashi's normal Rising On. and his entire arm and hand gets completely fucked up, and like it did so much damage, he's doing this, like, you know what I mean, like he's moving his hand like a little bit, like it hurts a lot, and you name it, and then looks back at him and you see the fourth Hokage, you know, like, so if anything, like him training with Naruto, getting injured in the process, then has bandages, and then goes to help Team Asuma to go fight Kakuzu and hit on. If anything, he's also weak in there too, or better yet, injured, which is, you know, kind of handicap or whatever. So get the fuck out of here with that. Don't start with that bullshit. Like, for one, you got to show the evidence for that, and two, okay, that can literally be used against you still, and it doesn't fucking help you. Like, I'm just, at the end of the day, anything he says that's just dumb or easily refutable, I'm just gonna respond to it. It's just that simple. That fucking simple. Oh.
Another speed feat, as mentioned earlier, is Pain's capability to react and combat base Naruto. And he was even able to block a Sage Mode kick from Naruto as well.
Yeah, he can also react and fight against Sage Art Naruto as well. In the anime, it actually shows a lot more consecutive blows and him reacting more with him. And mind you, this is also while Pain is fatigued and weakened, which is extremely impressive. You know what I mean? Like, obviously being weak and fatigued goes a long way in Naruto. So the fact that he's doing all this is just even more. So imagine Pain at like full power. I mean, he'd be monster. You know, and then Pain even was able to block Sage Mode Taijutsu attacks from Jiraiya. You know what I mean? Which is also an insane feat. So yes, Pain can also scale to Sage Mode and be able to, you know, deal with Sage Mode and whatnot briefly to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Like at full power, I could definitely see him dealing with it with ease. If he's like fatigued or weakened, you know, whatever, and like getting low on chakra and stamina, then at that point it'd kind of be a little bit rough for him, kind of similar to what it was shown with Sage Mode Naruto. And then not only that, this is also the same path of Pain that just did a chaotic Shinra Tensei, which shortens his life and weakens him as well. So like, if you put all that into consideration, the fact that he can still block and react and fight accordingly, and there's, you know, you name it, or even do a Shinra Tensei and immediately shit on Sage Mode Naruto, is extremely impressive. Extremely.
The Sage Mode feat is impressive because it potentially means that Pain scales the War Arc Sage Naruto, which is stated and shown to be faster in combat speed than KCM Naruto. This means that Pain scales to both base Naruto and Kakashi for sure, and potentially even Sage Mode or KCM Naruto. He also has some feats of being relative or faster than Jiraiya, but unfortunately for Jiraiya, he has a pretty severe lack of speed scaling, only really placing him in tiers relative to Orochimaru in Part 1, who again...
If we're being honest though, let's say we want to be noodles right now, I've heard that Jiraiya fought an Utsuziki threat. The alien, the white dudes, that he fought one of those guys, so meaning therefore that would just scale him to, you know, Kage level, you know, scaling on all that the crazy bullshit. Meaning therefore Jiraiya just stomps anybody. Beats anybody, you know. Jiraiya's go-to. And if Pain can shit on that Jiraiya, that scales Pain as well. So, Pain is now alien level. You know, he's up there. Pain scales the Kage. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the rattiest video and just find the craziest shit that I can find possibly, either from Boruto, Naruto, whatever, and just use that and just wank Pain as high as I can just for shits and giggles to make people mad, to pull fucking noodles, and be like, this is why he beats Kakuzu, and just do the craziest like bullshit winks.
Really scales above Kakashi. Sorry, Jiraiya fans, but as it stands...
Eventually, I will do a serious, like, Pain versus Akatsuki video. It'll either be, like, Pain versus the entire Akatsuki, like how he would do in a 1v1, and then all of them. And it'll also be, what's it called? You know, against Kakuzu, obviously, as well. So I'm debating either to do that type of video or just be, like, a 1v1 type video. We'll see. I don't know. It'll be interesting, but... we shall see.
Pain makes his speed impressive. As for hacks, this is where it gets juicy. Pain has numerous abilities in his arsenal, his main ones originating from his Rinnegan. The human path has soul and mind manipulation, as he is able to not only rip people's souls from their bodies, but also obtain their thoughts. The Naraka path can summon the King of Hell, and with this he can heal and resummon the other paths of Pain. The King of Hell can also be used for interrogation, as shown when Pain uses it to grab a hold of a victim's tongue and forces them to answer a question. If they answer the question dishonestly, the King of Hell will then proceed to rip out their soul. The animal path is pretty self-explanatory, as it is able to summon massive creatures to fight their opponents. These creatures also share the Rinnegan vision of the other paths of Pain, and can even have their own unique abilities, like the chameleon that can go invisible, or the dog that can duplicate itself whenever it is damaged. He also can summon a big-ass bird and flying right on it. The Ashra path has the ability to generate weapons and armor in which it can augment its own body with. It was shown to have the capability to fire a long-range chakra blast and detach its body parts when necessary. It can even self-destruct when it is defeated and can also fire long-range missiles. Preta Path is one of the most useful paths of Pain, as it is able to absorb the chakra from opponents' ninjutsu, and in the hands of Madara, it was even capable of absorbing particle style. It stated in the data book that when Pain actually absorbs chakra, it's transferred into a bottomless swamp, meaning that Pain can potentially drain an infinite amount of chakra. The last path is Deva, who is by far the most powerful, as his gravity manipulation is capable of pulling opponents in and repelling massive waves of energy outward. His Rinnegan vision is also shared amongst every path of Pain, which allows them to see from each other's perspectives and combo attack more effectively. They can even see attacks coming from behind. The final ability to mention is Pain's Chakra Rods, which he uses to fight and pierce base Naruto with. These rods were able to suppress Naruto's chakra and render him defenseless. Pain also has pretty decent taijutsu, as he was capable of dodging all of Hinata's attacks, but whether this was due to simply Hinata being too slow or Pain being too skilled, I'm not for sure. The final thing I want to bring up in regards to Pain scaling might be his most major flaw. Pain's durability simply does not have good outings. To begin with the best feat, the Deva path was shown to potentially tank a Six Tails Naruto Biju Bomb, which has been calced at around island level to country level. The reason I say potentially is because it's unclear whether or not Pain actually withstood the blast, and because of how closely Tendo is shown in comparison to the monument, versus how close the blast was to the monument. This might just be a bad artistic choice and Pain was intended to withstand the Biju Bomb, but I'm not really for sure. The rest of Pain's durability feats include, but are not limited to, getting one tap by base Rasengans on like 4 separate occasions, 3 of which Naruto performed, and the final one being performed by none other than the legendary god of shinobi, Kid Konohamaru.
So what I will say is the first thing with Konohamaru, which this is like one of the probably the biggest things people always try to do to downplay Pain, you name it, whatever. Like, they always be trying to do this shit. You're gonna need medication after this. He says the fucking video that doesn't use anime, and then he fucking uses it, bruh. He says in this video that he doesn't use anime, and then he okay, and that would put Pain above 3i, Jibimato, or even Kage. Yeah. But all right. So basically, what I'm gonna say is with the whole Konohamaru thing. So for one, it's an off-guard attack that happens. So the path of Pain gets hit. Basically what happens is, obviously the Jonin that was there, it scales over Konohamaru. He's backpacking the fight. Konohamaru can't do shit. He's trying to protect him so he can run, you name it. They're always trying to protect, the previous generation, this way, the Will of Fire can continue on, you name it, right? It's always the priority. And basically that Jonin gets dealt with easily. And then Konohamaru uses a Shadow Clone. He's getting beat up instantaneously. And basically, like, it's a Shadow Clone. Pain's like, what? Shadow Clone? Because he had his guard dropped or whatever. And then he does a Rising Gun, charges at him, and then he gets hit by it. And then basically, that's it. And people are always like, oh, okay, that Pain got one shot by Rising Gun. It's actually not true. The reason why that Pain did not get one shot by the Rising Gun is because that's the path of Pain that actually revives all the other paths of Pains. Meaning that, like, that path of Pain's ability is absolutely crucial to the attack on the Konoha. You know what I mean? So if he was to lose that path of Pain, like, that's a really big fucking problem. Okay? So meaning, when he got hit by the Rasengan, okay, for one, he either could... It does a time skip. We don't know what happens after he gets hit. For one, he either just got back up, or 2, he got knocked out, and then he got back up. Okay? But he wasn't killed. He wasn't immobilized. He wasn't incapacitated or anything like that or whatever. He doesn't just, like, therefore automatically have, like, a durability of, like, Rising On or whatever. So that's basically all you guys got to take into consideration. Eventually, that path of Pain is shown again, and he looks perfectly fine. And he's with all the other paths of Pains, and he brings back the other ones that were taken down. So, like, overall, like, he's perfectly fine when he got hit by the Rising Gun. Like, he wasn't completely taken down to the point where he couldn't use, his ability to bring the other ones back or be functional or whatever, anything like that. If anything, when Naruto uses his base Rising Gun, mind you, this is against a severely exhausted, fatigued Pain, remind you. Okay? Basically, at his limits, can't do anything, whatever you name it. Okay? He gets hit by Rising Gun. Okay? And Naruto states verbatim that he needs to take the chakra receivers out of his body. This way he can't move anymore. Meaning that even by getting hit by Rising Gun while he's severely exhausted and fatigued, he would still be able to move his body and be controlled by the chakra rods, you name it. and Naruto had to take that out so he can't move. So basically showing that he could still be able to get up even getting hit by a basic Rasengan. Tendo could do it, the other one could do it, so that doesn't work either for him. Okay, yes, it's enough to go through his durability, but if Kakuzu also got hit by a Rasengan, he would also get fucked up, okay? The Rasengan, which is like shown to basically be greater than fucking Chidori and all that, and Raikiri, you name it, okay? Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? So, like, if that shit can work in Kakuzu, Rasengan would also work in Kakuzu. If anything, it's also even debatable whether if it would go through the Diamond Morph armor, and it probably would. Rasengan's no fucking joke. It's an A-rank jutsu. It's very fucking strong. So it's not an anti-fit or anything. It even just beats Obito's durability to where he gets hit on the arm by Minato's Rasengan. So Rasengan is very fucking strong. It's not weak. It's not something, to laugh about or anything like that. It's a very strong jutsu. So it's not an anti-fit. It's not a downplay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything for him. Also, Sage Art Rasengan is even more stronger. So for that Path of Pain to get hit by two of them, and the fact that Naruto used two to deal with that pain, arguably one would probably get rid of it as well, but the fact that you used two, just to be on the safe side, okay, and in Sage mode as well, which is way more stronger, okay, that is also not an anti-feat. It's Rasengan with nature energy, Sage mode. Like, that's even more crazy powerful. Something that Kakuzu would also not take, and does not have the durability to take. So, putting that out there, it doesn't matter, it doesn't work for him, it is what it is. He can use that all he wants to try to be like, oh, but the problem with Pain, all this stuff was great and fantastic, but his durability is bad. Kakuzu's durability is also bad as well. The man got cut up by two tuning from Asuma's team. Two tuning, okay, and got cut up and immediately, dealt with. By two tuning, bro. If that doesn't go to show you, I don't know what more you need. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it's sad. And then not only that, what's it called? We'll eventually, I'll speak a little bit more with the Kakuzu, because eventually when he makes his bullshit wink for Kakuzu's durability, I'm waiting for that moment. I'll just immediately debunk it with X, Y, and Z and say why. But anyways, but that's basically it. I just kind of want to get into that. And another thing as well, what everybody forgets, okay, is you can increase your durability with chakra control. It's been shown many, many times. It's been shown with Orochimaru. It's been shown with Pain. It has been shown with with Kakashi as well. It has been shown with Madara, who was able to tank massive Sage Art Rising Shuriken with no Susanoo, with no hacks or nothing, just straight up to his body as an Edo. There's many characters that have used chakra control to increase their durability to tank attacks. And when I was referencing Kakashi, by the way, Kakashi increased the durability to be able to tank a V2 tail to the body. We all know the V2 transformation is very fucking hot and kind of acidic in a way to where it just incinerate you. Like when Orochimaru first touched it and he wasn't increasing his body with durability or anything like that, he immediately got incinerated. But then he increases his durability and adds chakra and punches the V2 in the face and does a little bit of damage, but doesn't get incinerated or burned or anything like that. No injury, no nothing. So you can apply chakra control, and you can be able to tank things you normally wouldn't be able to tank. As we all know, Ninja and Naruto are humans. So if they didn't have chakra, they would get hurt by anything normal. I mean, like a fucking splinter going in your leg, or by a knife. Anything that would normally hurt us as human beings, it applies the same exact thing in Naruto. So it's literally stated in Naruto as well. But because they use chakra, that is able to amplify their body and allow them to perform superhuman feats, jutsus, increase durability, prolong their life, etc., etc. It's literally an alien component, or better yet, the fictional component, which is what allows these humans, or aka ninjas, to do what they do. So I really wanted to emphasize on that. So as we all know, Nagato has insane amount of fucking chakra, enough chakra to where he can literally, use both Renegans that only Madara can do. So it's a Madara feat, remind you. A Madara feat of stamina and chakra. Okay, I'm not saying, therefore Pain is fucking EMS Madara level now. Or not EMS Madara, or, Renegon Alive Madara level now. I'm not saying all that. I'm going crazy like Noodles is going to eventually go with Kakuzu. What I'm saying is he clearly has enough chakra and stamina to utilize both Renegon, which takes a tremendous amount of chakra, and is stated to give you power and chakra as well. While Obito, okay, who is very powerful, very strong, able to go toe-to-toe with fourth Hokage, you name it, could only use one. Because if he did the second one, he would literally lose his mind, or it would fuck him. He would be fucked. Okay? So Nagato's chakra and stamina is insane and is no fucking joke. And as we also all know, the more chakra you have and stamina, you name it, obviously that's going to give you an extreme amount of benefits. Look at Naruto as an example. Look at the Tail Beast as an example. Look at Madara. Look at Hashirama as an example. When you have a fucking huge amount of chakra and stamina, you name it, okay, that gives you a huge advantage compared to someone that doesn't have, you know, the amount of chakra you have. Even Kakashi is like, hey, like, you got like fucking 4 times more chakra than me, and with the 9 tails 100 times more. And if you were to, you know, accomplish perfect chakra control, just like, you know, me and etc., we would be completely inferior to you because your chakra level is just that massive. Your chakra level equates to power, and that can overall enhance you. Okay, so meaning Nagato, if he has way more chakra and stamina, okay, he could be able to output anything more than what Kakuzu could ever be able to do, no matter fucking what. It doesn't matter if it's taijutsu or if it's ninjutsu, you know, like elements. At the end of the day, because he has more chakra, you name it, he can give more chakra, and he can be able to destroy Kakuzu. If you guys don't believe that for some reason, you have Madara as an example. Madara does a fire style. It takes like 20 fucking water style ninja to use water style to cancel it out. When, mind you, fire style's weakness is water. Okay, so not only did he use fire style against his own elemental weakness that should always beat against fire, right? Okay, he applied enough chakra to it to where it can stalemate multiple water style. Okay, also very similar to fucking with, you know, when it comes to like the Shidori and the Rising Shuriken. Okay, you know, or you know, or whatever the case may be. Like if Sasuke's able to apply enough chakra to his Shidori Raikiri or even Kirin, okay, and does it against Rising Shuriken, it is possible for Sasuke to be able to beat it if he does enough chakra or whatever. And if Naruto, let's say he's holding back or does like a normal, that can also happen. There's plenty of examples for it. It's all out there. I'm not going to continue to list on and on. We have so much longer to go for this video. But I really wanted to talk about that because a lot of people forget about that. He definitely doesn't mention that because obviously that would make it look bad and even make it worse for Kakuzu, you name it. But either way, that's something a lot of people need to put into consideration. And then not only that, one last thing. The clan of Naruto's mom and Naruto, you name it, the ones with the red hair and whatnot, they're also stated verbatim to have unique, powerful chakra to where they're able to restrain and defeat Biju effortlessly, basically. Which is why Kushina could immediately seal the full power 9 tails, not the half, but full power 9 tails, and use her chains or whatever to immediately deal with him and you name it. And then use sealing jutsu and go from there. Okay? And also, all the other Uzumaki, clan members, they were also feared for their sealing, you name it, and their broken ass abilities. Nagato, who is also, same thing, chakra, you name it, okay, therefore, yes, he would have enough chakra, enough power to be able to also seal the full power 9 tails and everything. If Kushina could do it, Nagato could also do it, especially with 6 fast abilities, while he's also the same heritage. So, there's just so much for Nagato, you name it, whatever, but I kind of wanted to put it all out there, to where, basically, when he said, like, his Chupacabra Tensei was, like, continental level, whatever, some bullshit. Okay, that's actually not the case. Okay, if he wants to, like, mind you, even though calcs are fan-made, so I can go all about that and say why that doesn't help and doesn't work either. Because at the end of the day, it's not Kishimoto providing a calc, it's not Kishimoto stating what it actually can do. Okay, it's just him making up his calc and him giving his own belief of what it can be calced out to be, which doesn't help you. It's called meaning fan-made calc, meaning non-canon, meaning doesn't matter. But anyways, what's it called? Either way, with Chupacabra Tensei, therefore, if you can automatically scale it to full power 9 tails, like, come on, bro. It's just that simple. Like, there's just so many ways to, like, where you can scale his stuff even further. And what he always continues to forget when he's analyzing the feats with Pain and the thing that he's doing, Pain is literally performing these feats while he's severely fatigued and exhausted. So meaning, if he's at full power, it would even be drastically greater. So, that's just something you ought to know. But we'll continue on with the video. I'm done with that. And to answer your question, Loke, you didn't miss Boruto. I haven't seen episode 66. I'm going to do that after. I'm doing this video, and then I'm going to do maybe one more reaction video, and we'll call it quits for the night. But I'm not going to end it. I'm going to watch also an episode of Boruto. So, but let's get back to the video. Let's get it.
Able to momentarily withstand Kakashi's Raikiri, although the Ashura path did die soon after due to the damage caused. Pain also managed to withstand a kick from Naruto as he entered Sage Mode, but I'm not for sure how consistent this is, considering Sage Mode Naruto manages to destroy a Path of Pain later in the fight with his Frog Kumite. The Paths of Pain also failed to withstand the Rasen Shuriken multiple times, but that'll become more relevant later in the video. Now this will bring a close to the pain section of the video, and we will now begin talking about Kakuzu's capabilities. For starters, Kakuzu's taijutsu is pretty nasty, as we see that he's capable of damaging Kakashi with both his hands and tendrils. Kakuzu is also capable of beating Choji horribly with his taijutsu. He was even able to momentarily stop Yukito.
So one thing I'll say on that, Choji, when he does like his big fucking spinny ball thing or whatever you name it, okay, when he does that, Kakuzu is actually forced to do the Diamond Morph Armor. So he didn't have enough taijutsu and base to deal with it, whatever. No, he had to do Diamond Morph Armor and grab it and stop the attack. So, just letting you know. And then when he does have taijutsu exchanges or whatever with Choji, he's basically winning and dominating him, but that's just that.
Paw. He also whacks Asuma over the head with a briefcase. Asuma in the first data book was said to be near Kakashi's level in strength.
Okay, so the reason why that doesn't work, and that's also a rap moment, is when he actually beats up Asuma. Asuma was severely injured. Half his entire body had complete burns and everything, to where he basically couldn't use it or anything, and he was all fucked up and couldn't move or anything. And then he also had multiple stab wounds from hit-on. So he has so many injuries, you name it. He's also fatigued. He's getting tired because he used XY amount of jutsus, you name it. And then basically after hit-on's defeated, Kakuzu finally intervenes, moves at full speed, and then basically, hits him and basically slams him on the ground or whatever. So that doesn't help you. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, Obito being severely like, that's like Obito getting his heart stabbed, right, by Kakashi, or let's say he sustained some other injuries, and then out of nowhere Asuma just comes and just immediately fucking dogs him, and just knocks his ass on the ground. Why? Because he's injured. You know what I mean? Like, he can't do anything to defend himself, That doesn't mean, therefore, bam, he's skilled or whatever, blah, blah, all this other bullshit, whatever. Now, I'm going to be real with you. If Kakuzu was to fight Asuma would lose, but that's not an anti-feat for Asuma. That's not like, anything to really upscale Kakuzu or to show that he would do the same to Kakashi or anything like that, which is actually contradicted, especially in the anime and whatnot and everything. So, like, overall, it's just something to put into consideration.
Is able to fight on par with Hidan. Kakuzu also busts a massive gate down with a Diamond Armor Enhanced Punch. It's also stated in the third data book on page 196 that Kakuzu, along with the other members of the Akatsuki, are stronger than Biju. Further down the page, we see a statement from Pain that says, when Akatsuki members are formed... So
he already talked about that statement. This is the second time he's bringing it up, saying the same thing. I don't know why he's doing that. But I already responded to that. It's already contradicted, and that's easily debunked. Doesn't matter.
Lose neither to a Biju nor a Jinchuriki. This means that Kakuzu and Hidan have to have some capabilities that make them strong enough to beat Jinchuriki, which is proven true as Kakuzu managed to beat Yugito, who is a perfect Jinchuriki.
So, no, Kakuzu didn't beat Yugito. Hidan beat Yugito. It's shown that he's doing the ritual and that he defeated her. So, if anything, it's more probable and believable in the possibility of Hidan actually giving the W, not Kakuzu. Meaning, anything Kakuzu had in his disposal, like his ninjutsu abilities, or his diamond punches, or anything like that, or just his normal taijutsu, or whatever, wouldn't be able to do anything to the Two Tails, which is even shown. The Two Tails completely shits on him. Okay, so it took for Hidan to use his hacks to defeat the Tail Beast, not Kakuzu. Now, there is a statement, and I will say this because I don't want anyone to be like I'm forgetting or trying to, shit on Kakuzu, whatever. There is a statement where Hidan does say he's like the slowest member out of the entire Akatsuki, and then also says that Kakuzu, you're normally more of the doer, whatever. But all because of him saying you're the one that more than likely always does things or fights or takes care of the issue, whatever, doesn't mean necessarily that he's the one that actually defeated the Two Tails or anything. Because if anything, the opposite is actually implied and shown to where it's showing Hidan doing his ritual. Meaning, therefore, okay, Hidan was more likely the reason why they even defeated her to begin with. It's literally shown. Like, the panel he's doing right now is literally shown. Now, it's fair to say that Kakuzu maybe got her blood somehow, like when she went back to base, you know what I mean? Or Hidan did it. You know what I mean? She got off guard hit by either Kakuzu or Hidan, and what? We don't know. At the end of the day, we'll never know. So you just basically, unfortunately, you got to take what you got and go with the strongest and highest possibility. We know at the end of the day, it's in character for Hidan to get blood with his sights, you name it, okay? Kakuzu never ever gets blood and gives it to Hidan. He doesn't do that at all, okay? So Hidan normally always does it himself, and that's just basically that simple, and it also shows him doing the ritual. It actually shows him doing the ritual to the monk. It shows him doing it to everybody. So if anything, it shows the higher incentive of Hidan actually doing most of the work, okay, compared to Kakuzu. Meaning that Kakuzu more than likely always does a lot of the work, engages, fights, whatever, and then maybe, creates an opening for hit on or whatever the fuck may be. But either way, hit on someone that does the actual final result. It's not just Kakuzu just straight up, one punch, or whatever, or one tap ninjutsu, that's it. Like, if that was the case, hit on wouldn't be doing his ritual. If that wasn't necessary, he wouldn't be doing that. That's simple. So, just kind of want to put that out there, and it is what it is. But let's continue.
There's another statement that supports this, and it was found when I was made aware of the Funo Show special booklet, which was written by Kishimoto and was one of the 2 special booklets given to visitors of the Naruto exhibition in Japan. Inside of this non-English translated data book, I found a random picture of Kakuzu in the corner of a page. So, I of course had to get my translator 02 to translate it, and it unironically says this: all members of the Akatsuki have high combat capabilities. Even Jinchuriki fall into their hands one by one. This statement just outright says that all of the members of the Akatsuki have combat abilities that make them capable of beating Jinchuriki. This statement, of course, would be applicable to Pain as well.
So, once again, I already explained, they mainly win due to their hacks, jutsus, abilities. They're not just straight up boxing Biju or boxing tail beast and all that. They're not fucking Gamabunta. They're not an actual tail beast. They don't have a fucking perfect Susanoo. They don't have Hashirama's, wood style and shit and all that. It's not the case. So when it says combat capabilities, you name it, it's just referring to the jutsus, the hacks abilities, you name it, yada yada, and what they can do and how they strategize, etc., which is why they're able to have the ability to defeat Jinchuriki or Biju. That's all it basically is. Doesn't matter. And then also another thing, this is actually a really weak evidence because you actually got to be careful with translations because you can actually use Google Translate, okay? And it could actually translate to wrong things. I'm not joking. Like, there can literally be wrong translations when you're trying to translate certain languages to English. Okay, Spanish is a perfect example as well. Okay, I don't know for anyone that has ever taken any language classes or whatever, but let's say if for anyone that's taken the Spanish class, when you actually take Spanish class and let's say you try to use Google Translate, it will not actually work effectively for you. There's some things it might pronounce correctly, but like 99% of it does not pronounce it correctly. So that's just something to put into consideration. This can actually be able to cause inconsistencies, mistranslations, you name it. So you got to actually be careful when you're using Google Translate or any translation device, whatever the fuck you're doing, because it can be incompetent. It can be inconsistent or it can be incorrect. And if you think it's correct, doesn't mean, and it's not correct, you know what I mean, then therefore it doesn't matter. Like unless you're able to get like an actual person, that speaks the language of Japanese, or better yet, aka Kishimoto, to rewrite his shit and put it in English, then therefore that's a proper actual translation. Okay, so just putting that out there, it's something you really, really need to be careful. I've seen so many examples of mistranslations, you name it, and then the other person will look really dumb or silly, or better yet, people that try to use Google Translate for, aka the language of Spanish, okay, and we're trying to do that shit to cheat in the Spanish class, they learned the hard way. They didn't pass. So just putting that out there.
Some people out there who believe that Yugito the Two Tails is not a perfect Jinchuriki. Although I will say there is some justification in this idea, as Danzo at the Kage Summit wrongfully claims that the only known perfect Jinchuriki is Yager the Three Tails and Killer Bee the Eight Tails. The reason I claim this is wrong is because the third data book on page 127, we have a direct statement on her character page that says she gained mastery over her tailed beast. And this is shown in the brief encounter with Kakuzu as she is able to fully transform into...
So that I will actually agree with Noodles. She is a perfect Jinchuriki. She can fully transform into the full transformation, just like Killer Bee. Like, come on, that's not rocket science. The data book, you name it. So yes, at that point with Dada, this is a perfect example. There's millions of examples, remind you, but this is a perfect example of why certain statements that can be said by characters, you need to analyze the context and actually look over everything, because people can misconstrue these type of things, you name it, and that's one example to where they can basically show, oh, therefore, not a perfect Jinchuriki, when that's clearly not the case, and there's plenty of contradictions. So that's why it's extremely important, depending on what statements you're getting or whatever, whether it's data book, or if it's someone in the story, whatever the case may be, you got to make sure the context or overall is supported and backs it up, because if it's not, it can more than likely be incorrect or contradicted, etc. Or the character could be trying to deceive or maybe say something for whatever reason. Tachi's a perfect example, you name it. So Obito's a perfect example. Zetsu's a perfect example. So you got to really be on your A game and make sure you're paying attention. But for once, I will agree. That is true.
Your BT avatar form at will. When Naruto was in KCM during his battle with Obito, he was unable to fully transform into his avatar mode because he had yet to cooperate and master the Nine Tails' power.
Yep.
It was only in KCM 2 that Naruto and the Nine Tails finally started working together and utilizing their full Biju avatar like Yugito. So I think one of two things happened with the Danzo statement. One, Kishimoto just forgot that Yugito could fully transform and master her Biju, or two is that Danzo simply did not know that Yugito had mastered her Jinchuriki.
More likely two.
Outlandish to say, because not even Kakuzu and Hidan knew she had mastery over her Biju, and they were in the Akatsuki studying the Biju. So I don't think it would be crazy for Danzo to not be aware of it either. Anyway, point of the story is Kakuzu is stronger than both Perfect Jinchuriki and Biju.
So that's not true. It's actually shown the opposite. So when Kakuzu actually fights the Two Tails, he gets completely destroyed effortlessly. And not only that, before the encounter even happens, Kakuzu is repeatedly warning Hidan to shut your mouth, do not piss her off, blah, blah, don't make this any more harder than it needs to be. He's showing fear over and over and literally warning Hidan to shut up so she doesn't fully get bloodlusted or immediately turn things up and make their fight tremendously a lot more harder. Because obviously, as an example, it would be a lot more easier to fight, you know, a V1 Jinchuriki or a V2 Jinchuriki compared to the full transformation. You know what I mean? So he's getting worried. He's trying to tell him to shut up, blah, blah. Hidan's being an idiot, whatever. And then when she fully transforms, Kakuzu's like, yeah, now you've done a good job. Look what you did. Like, this is going to make it, you know, really difficult. I don't remember the exact things they say, but it's literally there. If you guys don't believe me, you can look up the manga, you look up the anime. I'm not going to make shit up for shits and giggles. So it's all implied. So there's plenty of fear implications. And then not only that, when Kakuzu like reacts to the Two Tails, he gets destroyed. He reacts, holds the pause, and then gets slammed into the ground and dealt with instantaneously out of the fight. And then Hidan has to jump out of the way of the fireball and hide behind a wall, and then states this, I do remember, states, wow, we're basically rats in a cage, this is really bad, whatever, blah, blah. So they were completely outpowered, completely outclassed. They were fucked, okay? Fucked, all right? And they weren't able to get the upper hand until they were able to utilize their immortality and create an opening with it, and more likely got an off-guard hit, you know, whatever, and things like that, and etc. Like, basically what would have probably happened is either they were able to outlast, and she eventually resorted back to her normal form, and then they fought and beat her, or she beat them both effortlessly, which is kind of implied and shown, okay, and even stated by both of them, you know, over and over, and then after she thought, quote-unquote, killed them or beat them, she depowers, you know, whatever, and then they get the upper hand and catch her out. Just exactly what happens to Kakashi. Literally happens to him. You know what I mean? So, all the evidence is there, all the implications are there, you name it. It's that fucking simple, it's not rocket science, but no, he does not scale to Two Tails. That's not the fucking case. He literally gets bodied by the fucking Two Tails. There's no way about it, there's no way arguing around it. It's simple facts, it's simple common sense, that's it.
There's also another argument that helps...
Like, literally... another way to really kind of make that, like, stupid, Guy and Kakashi were freaking the fuck out when all the tail beasts went full transformation, and Guy was like, I need to go to 8th gate, and Kakashi's like, I'll try to calm them, and then Guy was like, that's impossible, you know you can't do that, whatever. So, like, they were completely outpowered, outclassed, and all of them transformed. There was nothing they could do. Nothing, okay? And mind you, Kakashi scales to Kakuzu. You know what I mean? Obviously, I know it's a stronger Kakashi, you name it. But if a stronger Kakashi, okay, is basically saying he can't do anything against the tail beast, while a weaker Kakashi scaled to Kakuzu, you know what I mean? And was able to be even on par with each other, and then would have won with the instant W with Kami, which is also stated verbatim. Come on, bro. Like, you know, are you really going to say he's Two Tails level? He's Two Tails of power? Like, come on, what are we doing? I mean, like, what are we doing? You know, like, it's common sense. Like, they're not Tail Beast level. It's not implied. That means Shikamaru would be Tail Beast level, Kakashi would be Tail Beast level, Hidan, Kakuzu. It's not fucking implied.
Kakuzu being above Jinchuriki.
Tail Beasts are literally crazy-ass, powerful fucking monsters. They're stated multiple times that they're brute fucking weapons of mass destruction. If everybody could be the same way as a fucking Biju or Tail Beast, they wouldn't need Tail Beast then. You know what I mean? They would not fucking need them. Instead, the only benefit they would do is just make him, use him to take the benefit of becoming a Jinchuriki. This way you can get more benefits, etc. And then there you go. Okay? That's it. I mean, it's that fucking simple.
Within the recap, it is stated that Kakuzu is one of the Akatsuki's deadliest members, which means that Kakuzu would be in the top half of the Akatsuki in terms of killing ability. What's funny...
So that's not true. So when it says he's the deadliest member, that can be implied for many things. So the problem is, it's not, Kishimoto doesn't explain what he means by that, why he's considered the deadliest, whatever, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's not saying, like, you know, that maybe it could be done for him having the most kills out of anyone in the Akatsuki because he's been alive for eons. You know, that's another thing, so it's more likely being implied because he's been alive for so long. He's probably killed so many people, which is why he'd be the most deadliest, because he has the most experience, wisdom, you name it. So it can be basically implied in that figurative type sense, which would make a lot more sense. Or, okay, due to his nature of always wanting to kill somebody, doesn't have any patience, whatever, probably why he's the most deadliest, you know, you name it. There's so many, you know, branches of what this statement could be implying towards and what it can mean. Unfortunately, we just don't know. And when we analyze characters like Sasori, or Datara, or Pain, or fucking, you know, Itachi, you name it, obviously they would be way more deadlier than Kakuzu. So if we're just talking about like a literal sense, we're basically saying Kakuzu is more deadlier than Obito, Pain, Itachi, and all this bullshit. Doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. If anything, if we look at it in a logical sense, Datara, just one example, the weaker tier of the Akatsuki members, Datara actually should be more deadlier than Kakuzu because he could just straight up drop nuclear bombs and blow up a whole fucking village and kill everybody, while Kakuzu has to use his little fucking minion puppets and shoot ninjutsu and kill a couple people at a time. You know what I mean? Like, so like, if anything, like, you know, it's just in comparison, it just doesn't help, doesn't make any fucking sense. So obviously the most, you know, highest possibility of what that statement is more likely being implied towards is either, for one, it's just straight up exaggeration, because there are hyperbole statements. There's tons of them in Naruto. The problem is idiots like Noodles like to take it hyper literal and not know when a statement's either being implied as hyper literal or not, because there's evidence to show when it is being hyper literal or when it's just exaggeration. So for one, it could just be a hyperbole, exaggeration, okay. Or two, all right, it could be just because of how long he's been alive. He's like the oldest fucking guy. He fought against the first Hokage and lost. Like, he's been around for a good fucking while, you know what I mean, since Madara's time, you name it. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it would probably make sense to say he's the deadliest or whatever due to his experience and how long he's been alive and probably how many people he's killed, and his whole thing is bounties and about money, you know? So, in that comparison, that would make a lot more sense, okay? That's simple.
About this argument is that more than half, if not all of the members of the Akatsuki have scaling to the Biju and Jinchuriki. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that both Hidan and Zetsu are not deadlier than Jinchuriki. That still leaves Sasori, who has the third Kazekage puppet in Iron Sand. The Iron Sand is actually stated to be the reason why the third Kazekage was feared as the strongest Kazekage. This means that Sasori has a weapon that is stronger and deadlier than both Gaara and Rasa. Gaara being a Jinchuriki himself, and Rasa being someone who's capable of subduing the One-Tails when it would go on rampages. Gaara is also shown capable of blocking a C3 bomb from Datara, which at the time was said to be Datara's prize bomb that contained special C3 Chakra. This C3 was so big that it was going to destroy the entire Sand Village, and was said in the third data book on page 245 to be the highest level of scale and beauty. This means that at the time it was dropped, the C3 was Datara's biggest and strongest bomb yet. Gaara was able to completely block it, only losing to the tiny bombs that Datara hid within some sand that was returning to Gaara's sand shield. The reason this is impressive is because Datara was unironically capable of one-shotting...
So I'm just going to be petty. That's actually wrong. He doesn't lose to those explosions. Gaara actually blocks it just in time. Everybody always reacts to Datara's last-minute explosions, like point blank. Everybody always reacts and lives. Instead, what actually happens is Datara sneaked in some even smaller explosives inside of his sand dome, the one that he used against Sasuke and then Sasuke used Chidori on, and it gets inside and it point blank in his face, meaning he can only use sand armor now to protect himself, blows up, and then he gets knocked out from that. So it's not from that moment. He's technically wrong on that, but either way, it's whatever.
Retails beat you with some random fish bomb. This means that Datara's bombs are stronger.
Okay, so that's actually incorrect. This is actually a really funny moment. So he actually had this moment with Swag Kage in the debate, which is, if you guys haven't heard that debate, you should check it out. It's hilarious. Swag Kage basically bullies his shit. It was a really good debate. It was very even throughout, and then Swag Kage eventually just starts making him look like an idiot. But anyways, so basically what happens is, with that moment, you know, Obito's like, hey, look what I did. I defeated him, blah, blah, whatever. And it's Obito, so yes, it's a lot more believable for Obito to be able to defeat the Three Tails than fucking Datara, okay? He scales way over than Datara. And then Datara, like, responds, and it's because, you know, of Datara's personality. He's very petty. He's very, you know, prideful, you name it, and he has a big ego, similar to fucking Noodles. Okay, so where literally he was like, oh no, my bombs did the heavy lifting. I'm the one that did all the work. You should, you know, blah, blah, yada, yada. And then Obito just roasted his shit. And he's like, you know what? You're annoying. It says some other thing, whatever. And then Datara gets mad and like tries to shoot an explosion at him. And then it creates like a comical scene and that's it. You know, or a comedy scene. And it's just to be like funny or whatever. So at the end of the day, we don't know. It's equal possibility that maybe Datara could have done it or maybe Obito could have done it. Either way, it doesn't fucking matter. Bottom line is, even if you were to grant that for Datara, who the fuck cares? It's Datara's explosion style, which is very strong. You know what I mean? Like, so it is what it is. That's something Kakuzu does not have. He only has ninjutsu-based attacks from his little mask things, and obviously his iron, you know, armor AP attacks as well. And that shit does not scale to Datara's bombs. Datara's bombs would definitely scale over that. So, obviously now for, you know, if Kakuzu's like lightning style, it would negate blah blah. But what I'm saying is, if Data was over here dropping a C3 fucking bomb on Kakuzu, and Kakuzu goes to shoot all his chakra nature shit at it, Data is winning that fucking fight. It's just point blank simple. He has way better destructive AP showings. Kakuzu actually has really shit AP showings with his ninjutsu, which I'll eventually talk about in a bit. But so I just kind of wanted to bring that up, but that doesn't help. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, that's with Datara alone. That's not with Kakuzu. I understand the correlation, the connection he's trying to make to where Kakuzu being the deadliest member, meaning out of all these members, Obito, Pain, Datara, you name it, which is bogus. But basically what he's saying is that his jutsus or all his shit would be even greater than them, and meaning that all their feats also applies to Kakuzu. That's not how that works. You would never be able to concretely prove that. It's basically his interpretation. He's just making shit up and assuming. And once again, he's being a rat, trying to, you know, take a certain statement that could be implied for many things or hyperbole, whatever, you name it, okay, and just kind of use it in whatever way to wank Kakuzu and make it more believable that Kakuzu could he's just that guy, you know, just can one-shot everything and just invincible and beats whatever, you know, which is not the fucking case. Instead, the opposite is actually shown. And another thing as well, let me do something else I wanted to do. If you guys don't know what a hyperbole means, for anyone that doesn't know what it means, you'd be surprised. It's an exaggerated statement or claims that are not meant to be taken literally. So, you know, just saying, he vowed revenge with oaths. Okay, whatever, yada yada. That's an example of hyperbole. You know, so there's hyperboles, you name it, etc. Whenever someone says like, oh, I've seen this movie 1,000 times, or it's gonna cost an arm and a leg, you know, or I could eat a horse. Obviously, they're not meaning hyperliteral or whatever, blah blah. But you have idiots like Noodles that would take things hyperliteral and use that to try to rat and wank characters, and it is what it is. So, just kind of want to put that out there. But anyways, let's get back to the video. Let's get it.
The Three Tails, and Datara's strongest bomb at the time, C3, is stronger than the fish bomb that blew up the Three Tails. Kasame is literally stated to be as powerful as the Jinchuriki. Itachi has tons of things that scale him above BG and Jinchuriki, but one of the obvious ones is his Amaterasu, which is said to be the strongest offensive ninjutsu by Black Zetsu, a character who has literally witnessed every fight with the Jinchuriki and the Akatsuki up to this point.
And that's actually really bad that he's bringing this up. So now, once again, for the millionth time, Noodles is digging his grave. So Zetsu has like the most knowledge, right? He's everywhere. He sees every fight. You name it. He understands everyone's abilities and their power levels. You name it, right? Zetsu deadass states verbatim that he thought it was inconceivable or impossible to ever foresee or think that Pain could lose or die. Okay? And then Obito was like, well, I get what you're saying, blah, blah, believe, you know, yada, yada. I feel you, but just to be on the safe side, just in case, that's why I had X, Y, and Z contingencies and whatever, and went from there. So the fact that Zetsu believed it was absolutely impossible and inconceivable for Pain to lose or die in a fight, okay, meaning therefore Zetsu even believes Pain would scale over Kakuzu and all the other fucking people, and also the reason why he's the fucking leader. But anyways, and there's also data book statements that say Pain's the strongest. But anyways, and I'm pretty sure he'll ignore those too. But either way, like, it doesn't work, whatever, it's fucking stupid, it's irrelevant, doesn't fucking help. It's that simple.
And we see Sasuke also literally Amaterasu both the full Avatar Killer Bee and the Lightning Cloak Raikage. The Lightning Cloak Raikage is both stated to have Biju levels of chakra and is shown capable of cutting through the Eight Tails horn. The same horn that could withstand its own Biju bomb. Obito has fire style that completely withstand a punch from the full Avatar Bee, and a Kamui Shuriken which can cut through the Eight Tails.
So one thing I'm gonna say, which a lot of people get this confused as well, you know, a Biju bomb explosion and a Biju bomb hitting you directly is a lot more different. So if a Biju bomb, like if a 9 Tails full power Biju bomb, or even like an 8 Tails Biju bomb was like slammed directly into the 8 Tails, 8 Tails would definitely get fucked up and damaged by it. Like if he gets damaged by a horn from a Tail Beast, he would definitely get damaged by a Tail Beast bomb if it were to be reflected and hit him directly. Okay. Instead, so it's not that he has enough durability to tank a Biju bomb directly. He just has enough durability to tank the explosion that happens afterwards. That's basically all that's shown. So that's something a lot of people get confused, aka he's one of them. Just kind of wanted to put that out there. Which is why, you know, when attacks do hit the 8 Tails, like, you know, the lightning cable from Sasuke, or from, you know, arguably Kakashi's lightning, you know, or the third Raikage, you name it, characters like that, or better yet, Minato with a basic fucking kunai, you know what I mean? Like, if they have enough power to cut the 8 Tails shit apart, you name it, and go past the durability, that's cutting AP and ability being applied to the durability of the 8 Tails. While Tail Beast Bomb explodes, and then the explosion comes through, and he's able to withstand and tank it and shield himself, okay? Completely different, not the same. So, meaning, therefore, if he was to get hit by a Tail Beast Bomb directly, a big-ass ball of condensed chakra, you name it, which is also stated verbatim millions of times that if you get hit directly by that, you're fucked, okay? You're dead, okay? You know, the big difference. So, just want to put that out there, you know, but what he likes to do, because he raps, you name it, he's going to take that as a literal sense, meaning that even if he got hit by a Tail Beast Bomb as well, you know, whatever, he could just eat that shit, lick his fingers, you know?
Akatsuki members are just outright stated to be stronger than Biju and will not lose the Jinchuriki either, and Kakuzu is one of the deadliest members, making him even deadlier than people who can quite literally beat and kill Biju. To highlight some of Kakuzu's hacks and abilities,
So with B, basically, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was either B's Tail Beast Bomb, or is maybe the Tenta, I don't remember, but like what happens is it shoots it, and then B gets in the way and like grabs it, and like his whole body is like, you know, like he's gonna be like bent backwards basically. Like it is fucking him up. Like basically, like what I was saying, when he can't tank a Biju bomb if it was to hit him directly. What I mean by that is if it was to hit him directly and then slam him into something and then explode, he's fucked because he can't protect himself. He can't use his tails. He can't use his limbs, you know, whatever, yada yada. Like, there's a difference between a Biju bomb explosion and then getting hit directly by the Biju bomb and getting slammed into something and then taking that entire explosion impact. That's what I'm basically saying. It's completely different. So basically, in a sense, to where when we literally, and that basically, you know, helps me as well. I'm glad you mentioned that. When B, whether if it was the 10 Tails or the 8 Tails, whatever, gets hit by that, he's getting fucked. Like, if you watch the anime, that shit's like bending him backwards, and he can't do anything. Like, he's completely defenseless. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, like, it just basically helps me even further, etc. But no, I didn't mean in the sense, like, if B gets touched by the Biju bomb directly right at him, he's dead or whatever, you know, or instantly disintegrated, or, you know, or, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if he gets hit by it, he's going to get slammed into something, it blows up, and then he's done. And he's going to get really fucking hurt. If you can get hurt by lightning attacks, Minato's kunai as a fucking Jonin Yellow Flash, you know, and all that shit, and you name it, or even fucking Shuriken from Obito, you ain't going to tell me, you know what I mean, like, he's just going to take a full-on big-ass Biju bomb to the face and be pushed all the way and hit into something, into an impact, and then that whole explosion happens directly on him. He's not going to be fun from that. It's just not fucking happening. So it's completely different. But hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying right now, but if it makes sense and you guys get what I'm saying, then there you go. If not, then I'll fucking join Discord or something. I'll fucking talk to you, whatever. That's simple.
He mastered all 5 chakra natures and can use them at high levels. He can even combine them to make even more powerful jutsu, so strong that he overpowered Kakashi's water style with wind-enhanced fire jutsu. He was also able...
Okay, so the reason why that's not really impressive, okay, so if it was Kakuzu's fire style, Kakashi would have just canceled it out with water style, basically showing they're on equal level and you name it. Okay, doesn't mean Kakashi's water style can now one-shot tail beast, you name it. Doesn't mean Kakuzu can now one-shot tail beast and shit. No, it's not how that fucking works. So anyways, so basically, what's it called with Kakuzu, okay, he has to enhance his fire style. Mind you, it's so bad, he has to enhance it with wind, which makes fire stronger, and Kakashi is still able to block it and create a time interval to allow him to move and get out of the way. That's pretty fucking trash. You would think that shit would just automatically fold, Kakashi's water style and go right through and kill him. And mind you, that's normally what happens. You know what I mean? Like, whenever you make your elemental stronger and combine it with whatever, it completely shits on whatever's happening. For instance, when Yamato and Naruto did wind style and water style, okay, it completely shitted on fucking the fire style. You know what I mean? Just gone. It wasn't like contesting for a little bit. No, bodied. So if anything, Kakuzu's enhanced fire style is pretty dog shit. Okay, and I'm glad he's mentioning this because now I can talk about another feat that makes Kakuzu look really bad. When he does a full power wind style ninjutsu, okay, he does it directly on hit-on because he's exploiting hit-on's, immortality, and he's doing like the whole kamikaze combo fucking, attacks that apparently nobody's ever survived from or whatever, but Kakashi does, okay, and he does it against Kakashi so he can be guaranteed to get hit or try to, create an opening and catch him off guard, and it happens, right? Hit-on gets hit point blank, and mind you, wind style ninjutsu is stated verbatim to be the most destructive and most powerful ninjutsu compared to all the rest, okay, in a sense, all right, and it's designed to cut and shred and tear apart and blow up, okay, stated verbatim, and hit-on didn't have any fucking, any cuts to where all his limbs flew apart, or, it wasn't showing where Kakuzu had to repair it or anything, because even if you would have been, Kakuzu probably just repaired it with his things, it would show, it would be visible. It was literally shown on his neck. So, he didn't get cut or torn apart, limb by limb or anything like that. His body parts didn't fly everywhere to where now Hit-on's out of the fight and Kakashi's still alive, and that kind of makes it easier for Kakashi to deal with. That wasn't the case. Hit-on was still there and keeping pressure on Kakashi, okay. He literally tanked a wind-style ninjutsu from Kakuzu. You know how trash that is? You know how bad Hit-on's durability is, bro? The man is getting cut up by Asuma's fucking, fucking blade. He's getting cut up by fucking Shikamaru's fucking blades. Man getting stabbed by fucking ninja equipment from Chunin. Like, fucking Hit-on's durability is fucking dog shit. And you're telling me wind style can't go through him? Like, that's pretty bad, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that's pretty dog shit. As crazy as that sounds, it's pretty bad. So, just want to put that out there. So yeah, his ninjutsu is fucking dog shit. I'm sorry, it's dog shit. Like it's fucking dog shit. 10-10 was able to beat all the fucking 5 hearts, okay, and beat them all. 10-10 out of all characters. They're dog shit. Their attacks are dog shit. I don't give a fuck. Yes, I know she had the fucking Sage 6 Path fan or whatever, but she was still able to move fast enough to dodge them, react to them, and use the fan and kill them. Okay, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, bro, the fucking puppets are trash. And not only that, even Choji's dad and some other fucking, other ninja were able to immediately subdue Kakuzu as an Edo, you name it. Kakuzu also got fucking destroyed by 2 Chunin and cut up. His god tier durability, but he gets cut up by 2 Chunin with swords, remind you. Okay, so all I'm saying, Kakuzu has a lot of really bad durability feats. Okay, and most importantly, his ninjutsu feats are just not good, especially in comparison to all the other Akatsuki members and etc. So
cancel out 2 Raikiri, which is Kakashi's strongest attack, with 1 lightning style false darkness. Not only did he block 1 of Kakashi's Raikiri, but he actually blocked 2 of them. It may look
so
like Kakashi's chance.
This was probably his most impressive AP feat. We obviously in the Raikiri is no fucking joke. That shit is strong as shit. So when he did the false darkness and it required Kakashi to use 2 Raikiris, now necessarily it is arguable that Kakashi could have just used 1 hand, but he wanted to use 2 because it's easier to focus and contain his own elemental nature. And since Kakashi is a lightning nature, type, okay, when he did the Raikiri, okay, he did it to kind of like give an AP blow to, cancel it out. and then he started retaining it and basically controlling it in a sense, if that makes sense. And so take it as however you want, whether if you think that's super impressive, whatever, but you can at least, in a sense, conclude that it scales somewhat to the Raikiri. It should, at the very least, because obviously if it scaled over, it would have just shitted on Kakashi and killed him. And obviously if Kakashi's Raikiri scaled over, he would have just went through it and canceled that out completely. Instead it both hits, then he restrains, contains it, that's it. So it is impressive, that I'll give, but it's fire style dog shit, wind style dog shit, you name it, so.
One Raikiri between both hands, but that is not how the Raikiri functions. It's actually stated that after Kakashi blocks False Darkness, that he has performed the Raikiri 4 times. Yet the only times Kakashi uses the Raikiri in the fight is the first time when he stabs through Kakuzu's heart, and the second time when he makes another one to charge at Hidan. So I don't know if I'm counting correctly, but that means 1 to attack Kakuzu, 1 to attack Hidan, and 3 and 4 to block False Darkness. Makes sense. Anyway, if you want to know how strong the Raikiri is, I highly suggest you go and watch my Kakashi Raikiri video.
So, I'm going to also say this as well. Kakashi uses Raikiri a fucking shit ton. So yes, he does it 4 times. He then does it for the 5th time of cutting Kakuzu's tentacles. And then he does it a 6th time when he kills Kakuzu towards the end. So, Kakashi does 6 Raikiris. 6. It's a lot of fucking Raikiris. And part 1 Naruto, I believe it stated where he can only do 4 Raikiris. It was either 3 or 4. I know Sasuke was 2 Shidoris, not Raikiri, 2 Shidoris. But Kakashi could do 4 Raikiris in the beginning of Naruto, because that's where his chakra levels are at or whatever. Okay, clearly showing that your chakra levels do increase over time. You get stronger training, you name it. Obviously, the larger chakra level you have, the more stronger you're going to be, etc., the more you can last long. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt, but yeah, just want to put that out there.
Give you more context as to why this feat is impressive. Kakuzu's ninjutsu is also stated by Kakashi to be impressive because one normally cannot perform high-level ninjutsu unless they're compatible with the user's chakra nature. He notes that this is impressive because Kakuzu has already shown usage of 3 chakra natures, and later in the fight, Kakuzu actually shows usage of all 5. It's also worth to mention that Hidan claims Kakashi is the first to avoid his wind-style jutsu combination, which is described as a routine attack. The reason this is impressive is because routine means that Kakuzu uses this attack regularly.
That's actually really bad. I already explained it, but that's really bad. Because if Hidan can tank it, Kakashi could probably tank it too.
In his fights, and yet Kakashi has been the only one to survive despite Kakuzu fighting multiple Piju and Jinchuriki.
Now, what I will say though, when they say, "Wow, you're the first one to survive like our combination attacks, whatever, blah blah," they weren't directing that to just wind jutsu. They were directing that overall. They weren't just using wind. They were using multiple elements against Kakashi while using Hidan to pressure him and take the blow as well.
It's a bit speculative, but I still think it's worth mentioning. Kakuzu also has 5 autonomous hearts that are more powerful than Kakashi and can fly around the battlefield destroying any foe to Kakuzu.
More powerful?
He also has some tendrils.
What the fuck? Bro, more powerful? Get the fuck out of here. Everybody in the war could deal with them effortlessly, bro. What you mean? And then Kakashi could also react to them and deal with them as well and fight back. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
His melee range with and a grapple range with, and even dig underground to surprise attack people as well. Kakuzu also can enhance his taijutsu strength and durability with one of his best jutsus, the diamond armor. Kakuzu's taijutsu and ninjutsu strength is not the only important aspect of this fight, as I believe Kakuzu's durability and resilience is truly what makes him so difficult to deal with. Kakuzu was able to completely withstand a direct cross strike.
Raw durability, baby!
From perfect Jinchuriki Yukito.
You already know.
Yukito that could damage KCM1 Naruto and blind Madara with their paw strikes.
So, Yukito, I would have to go back because I don't even think Naruto actually gets damaged. He just gets like scraped up, that's all. But for one, she's using a Hacks ability, the claw thing. So that's actually a Hacks, and that's in V2. Okay? So just putting that out there. And then, like I said, I'll have to go back because I don't think Naruto is bleeding or anything like that. He just basically gets, tap, that's it. Whatever. Not a big deal. And then while this paw move, she does that on Kakuzu, he blocks it, and then he gets slammed into the ground. So just putting that out there, just saying, okay, he didn't have the durability to withstand. So basically what I'm saying, if you can't say Kakuzu has like Biju level durability or Two Tails durability, or whatever the case may be, whatever, or KCM durability, all because he can block the attack for a split second and then get slammed to the ground. If you actually have the durability to tank it, he wouldn't have to use his hands to block it, and he also would have just stood there, okay? Like dead ass. He literally would have just stood there, okay? An example, Superman, he has such insane durability, whenever something falls on him, it just completely breaks apart and goes away. Or if something falls on him and makes him like go into the ground, okay, he's perfectly fine and he just gets up. You know what I mean? You know, or what's it called? You know, if he's very durable and has enough durability, it's just gonna hit and it won't slam him into the ground or anything like that. Meaning, therefore, clearly he doesn't have the durability because for one, he gets hit, and then two, right after he gets hit, he's slammed into the ground, buried deep into the fucking ground. Okay? So, no, he does not have durability to withstand anything. If he did, he would have never got fucking slammed all the way through the fucking ground. Okay? And it's arguable that either he lost a heart, or got killed at that moment, or he got slammed all the way through into the ground and got injured, but maybe wasn't killed, whatever. I don't fucking know. At the end of the day, okay, or actually, that was what it was, since he has tentacles and shit and you name it, okay, with the tentacles and whatnot, like let's say he got slammed to the ground and that like fucking split his body apart and fucking, which arguably would make sense. There's not really a lot of characters that could straight up, you know, tank a tail beast attack without bleeding or getting injured or anything like that. You know what I mean? Not even fucking a live Madara could do it. Now, arguably, if he was using chakra control to increase durability or whatever, that's a different story. But like, if they're not doing that, nobody has durability to tank something like that. You know what I mean? Nobody. Okay? So, you know, at the end of the day, just to say, oh, only Kakuzu has the durability, but nobody fucking else, that doesn't make any goddamn fucking sense. It's fucking stupid. Okay? If anything, the easiest way, okay, to debunk Kakuzu having that god tier durability, which I'm finally got, we're to this point, and then we will conclude the video here, and then we'll do part 2 right after. The reason why that's really bad, okay, is for one, alright, like I said before, when he got sent to the ground, his body could have been completely fucked up, you name it, and his tentacles just could have reattached, and that's why he was still fine. There you go, you name it. It literally has been shown over and over and over. 2, okay, he actually has really trash durability feats. He's been cut up by normal weapons, okay, and you name it, and then his tentacle shit comes out or whatever. He had to use diamond armor to block kunai explosions from Shikamaru, okay. Raikuri went through his diamond armor as well, okay. Fucking, what was it? Oh, the Jonin, he does like a fucking, he's like a weapon. It moves at such a crazy speed to where Kakuzu, the only reason why he was able to react was because of jutsu activation to compensate for that speed difference at that particular moment. And he had to use his iron armor to block that sword attack. He didn't use like his raw durability or base durability. He had to use his diamond morph armor to block and negate it. So his base durability is fucking dog shit. If he ever gets hit in his base durability, okay, he'll get stabbed, he'll get fucking blown up or whatever, which is why he has to use his diamond armor, which can only be able to tank so much, okay? Better yet, even more proof, when Kakuzu is in his strongest form, it's stated verbatim that, you know, he's faster, and his chakra got even more stronger, whatever, you name it, okay? In his strongest form, Naruto throws a kunai. He throws a fucking kunai at him, and the man dodges it. He had to dodge a kunai, because if it hit him, it would do damage, and he was worried. So the fact that he had to dodge a kunai, does he really have crazy god tier durability? Is it really, you know, Sage Mode Alive Madara? Is it really that fucking, is it really Biju level durability? Like, come on now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's so many examples. There's so many fucking examples. And you also even have the monk that him and Hidan fought. The monk's using some spiritual fucking, you know, fist type shit or whatever. And is literally beating up Hidan and Kakuzu. Bullying their shit. Beating them up with some spiritual fucking fist and doing damage to them. Okay? Like, I don't know what any more you need. Like, there's so much evidence. You can literally go to the Kakuzu arc and everything, and there's all the fucking anti-feats, okay, for it. All of it's there. It's that fucking simple. So I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It's not true. It's not the fucking case.
It means that Kakuzu has more durability than both KCM Naruto and blind Hashirama Cell revive Madara. It's also worth to note that the Biju can harm each other with physical strikes and can also withstand their own Biju bombs, as shown with the 8 tails. Kakuzu is also able to withstand a fireball.
Oh, another thing, if the Raikage charged at Kakuzu, he would literally speed blitz in one shot and kill him. Not all his hearts, but he would kill one heart, while KCM Naruto was able to tank multiple hits from the Raikage, by the way. So, just saying, like, Kakuzu definitely doesn't have the durability. KCM durability is absolutely fucking insane. It is broken as shit. Okay? Like, there is not any fucking shinobi. Naruto is literally the only one. With KCM 2, we know that for absolute fact. We know KCM 1 can't be able to tank, like, Biju level attacks, you name it. And shit like that, because literally when they do all the tail beast spawns, you name it, it took for him to go to KCM 2 to deal with it in his base form. He didn't go Biju Avatar, it's just base form, he was able to smack them all away. So we know in KCM 2, he has enough durability to where he can smack away big-ass tail beast balls like they're fucking tennis balls, okay? And smack them away like they're fucking nothing. No Avatar Biju transformation, just with his body alone, okay? It's insane. So Naruto is the only one, and for one, it's because of Chakra cloak, okay? Chakra, which is why he has that durability. Nobody else has that durability unless they're using Chakra controller to kind of enhance it in a way, whatever. Madara doesn't even have durability like that. Hashirama doesn't even have durability like that. Instead, they have to either use Susanoo or Wood Style to tank attacks, you name it. Why in God's fucking name would you honestly believe Kakuzu has that durability? Does that make any logical fucking sense to you? If all these strong, goated-ass characters, okay, don't even have it, why in God's name are we actually going to sit here and think Kakuzu has that durability? If he had that durability, bro, he would have never lost to Naruto. He would have never lost to a Raikuri. He would have never had to protect himself from all these other attacks with diamond armor, okay? He's not built like that. He's not fucking built like that. He's trash. He's dog shit, okay? Literally gets beaten by a fucking Rising Shuriken, okay? By a Rising Shuriken, bro. While fucking, a Susanoo could just fucking block away a Rising Shuriken, you know what I mean? While a Tail Beast could use their tails and hit the Rising Shuriken away, or shoot a fucking Tail Beast bomb and deal with it, and you name it. Like, it's just so fucking stupid, bro. It's so dumb.
Except the compound he and Hidan were trapped in. An interesting detail about the Paw Strike feat mentioned earlier is that Kakuzu is not using the diamond armor to block her punch. As you can see in the panel, his arms are not black, unlike when Kakuzu uses diamond armor to punch down this massive monk gate with ceiling jutsu plastered over it, or when he blocks the paper bomb kunai from Shikamaru. So this means that base Kakuzu is able to withstand a blow that blind Madara and KCM Naruto can't withstand. Base Kakuzu has more durability than blind Madara. Swallow that for a second. This is not even the most impressive scaling for...
So, once again, not true. It's literally debunked millions of times. It's literally contradicted millions of times. It's not the fucking case at all. And then also, you can even argue that blind Madara, Seijo Madara, he literally states verbatim that he was willing to let himself get hit because he wanted just to kind of have fun, whatever, and, dance and fight, okay, to where obviously if he applied, Chakra control, whatever, he can increase durability, it would have been fine. And even with KCM1 Naruto, he gets hit by Yugito's claw thing, but it doesn't make him bleed. It doesn't make him, fucking get, like, severely injured or any bullshit like that, okay? He literally tanks the hit and he's perfectly fine. The only time KCM Naruto gets, like, actually, like, overwhelmed is when the other dude, the Three Tails Jinchuriki, does, like, his hacks ability where he hits his back and then, like, makes weight and then it brings him all the way down. What's it called? So that's just blatantly not true. And like I said, if Kakuzu actually had that durability, why is he consistently using Diamond Morph armor to block tremendously weaker attacks? Does that make any sense? Why is he getting cut up by tuning swords? Why is he getting, fucking cut up by a Raikuri? So on and so forth. Like, it just doesn't make any logical sense. If you actually really believe that his raw durability, okay, in base, no diamond armor, is that level, you need to reread the manga and you need to rewatch the fucking show, okay? It's that simple. Kishimoto never ever stated that his durability is on that level. He never provides that his durability is on that level. It's a misconception that is being abused and misconstrued, and ratting, and all because he blocks it, then gets slammed into the ground, okay? Therefore, now he has that durability. That's not the fucking case. If he actually had that durability, like I said, he would have literally just grabbed it and stopped it. That's it. If he actually had the durability, he wouldn't have even blocked it. He would have just stood there, got hit in the head, and looked at him and be like, you good, bro? You know what I mean? Just like any other fucking person would in Marvel or DC, you name it, okay? Like, it's not how it fucking works. It's fucking retarded. It's fucking stupid. So it's obvious as day. He doesn't have that durability. You name it. What's it called? You know, it's just stupid. Better yet, you even have Kakuzu blocking against Jonin, numerous Jonin that are using taijutsu blows, and he's having to block their attacks. He's not just straight up just standing there, just standing there and like, hit me! You know what I mean? Some fucking, some Joker shit to Batman. Like, fucking hit me. You know what I mean, bro? I can take it. You can't hurt me. You can't do shit. He's not doing that. He's literally blocking and defending himself. You don't block and defend yourself if you don't think you can't tank the attacks or the blows. It makes no fucking sense. So if he's scared of kunais, paper bombs, Jonin taijutsu, Kakashi's taijutsu, you know what I mean? You fucking name it, the whole 9 yards. Hit-on's fucking scythe. He wouldn't even get hit by Hit-on's scythe, okay? If he had God tier durability, why the fuck is he dodging everything and blocking everything? Does that make any logical sense? Once again, he's a rat. He's an idiot. He's stupid. The worst Naruto content creator in the fucking world. The worst debater in the fucking world when it comes to at least just common sense and integrity. Okay? He's dumb. He's fucking stupid. Okay? He's dumb. He's dumb. He's dumb. He knows how to rat. He knows how to debate and rat as well to that degree. I'll give him that. But he's stupid. He's an idiot. When you actually look at all the facts and you analyze everything, millions of contradictions, plenty of anti-feats for that. It's fucking retarded. If he actually had that durability, Naruto would have never been able to defeat him. Kakashi would have never been able to defeat him. It makes no fucking sense. It's stupid. Anyways, continue. Once we get to the 20-minute mark, we'll end this video.
That he is invulnerable to physical attacks.
Right there. So
didn't he get?
So he literally just showed it right there.
This is not even the most impressive scaling for Kakuzu's durability either, as Kakuzu himself.
So right here, literally right there in the top left corner, from a Jonin, mind you, he had to resort to using his diamond morph armor. He had to resort to use, like, he's literally debunking himself, bro. Like, oh yeah, Noodles is definitely greater than Weed because he can actually argue and debate. But Noodles has the same stupidity level as Weed. I'll definitely admit that and say that. He's an idiot. But literally, he's debunking himself, bro. Like, if it like he's digging his grave over and over and over. Like, this is how dumb he is. He's showing it. A paper bomb. A sword. Like, where's that raw durability, bro? Like, why didn't you just use it? Why is he using the diamond morph then? There's no point, right? You know? And that statement is also retarded. No physical attack can penetrate me. When he literally gets penetrated by Raikuri. Everything has limits. Everything. All because someone said, oh, this word, blah, blah, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean it's necessarily true. Everything has limits. Okay? It's so fucking stupid. It's dumb. It's just dumb. Okay? He literally gets fucked by a Raikuri, bro. Guess what? He would get fucked by a Shinra Tensei, which is not only AP, but also hacks. Okay? And would go through that shit and body him and probably even one-shot, potentially, or kill a heart. Okay? Literally, Noodles already fucking digged his grave and showed how impressive all of Pain Shinra Tenseis are, you name it, just the basic ones. Okay, not even a chaotic Shinra Tensei, just the basic he showed how impressive. Okay, basically saying, yeah, it's AP, it's incredible, blah, blah, whatever. And even did it to a Sage Art Rising Shuriken. Guess what? If Kakuzu can't tank a regular Rising Shuriken, and a Sage Art can get beaten by a basic Shinra Tensei, while, mind you, Pain is fatigued and weakened, do the math, A, B, C, therefore, he also gets fucked up by a Shinra Tensei. Like, at the end of the day, there's just so much, there's so fucking much, bro. Kakuzu is just dog shit. He's dog shit. He's so dog shit, bro. He would lose to so many fucking people in Naruto Shippuden. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. He would lose to so many people. He'd lose to Jiraiya. He'd lose to fucking Sasuke. He'd lose to fucking so many goddamn people. He'd lose to Deidara. Deadass, I'm being honest. He would lose to Deidara. What's it called? Sasori. I do think Sasori could be able to win. It could go either way, but I do believe Sasori would still win. What's it called? Like, there's just so much. Like, there's so many people that could fucking beat him, bro. Actually, matter of fact, Hit-On was able to defeat Kakuzu. They actually fought in the anime, okay? And they fought, and Hit-On was able to take one of Kakuzu's lives. If Hit-On can be able to kill Kakuzu, I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. If Hit-On can be able to kill Kakuzu and take a life, there's no fucking conceivable way you're going to tell me he beats Minato, Pain, and all this other crazy shit. Like, just shut the fuck up. How about that? It doesn't matter that he showed Pain because he will backtrack on that later and he'll say otherwise. Oh, I know. That's all he's been doing. He's just been backtracking, digging his grave, and making himself look stupid. Like he's literally doing, like, my job for me throughout this video, and even in the beginning with giving, scaling for Pain, you name it. Like, he's a fucking idiot.
States that he is invulnerable to physical attacks. Wait, what about the Raikiri? Didn't he get damaged with that? Kakuzu didn't even know the Raikiri existed when he made that statement, and the Raikiri pierced him not only because of power, but also because it exploited the weakness that Earth Style has to Lightning Style. That's
also easily debunkable. Doesn't matter if you have a weakness. Raikage was able to withstand a Wind Style Raisen Shuriken from KCM1 Naruto, mind you, okay, who's stronger than Sage Mode. KCM1, okay, he was able to eat that shit. He licked his fingers. Is that all you got, bro? Okay? His elemental weakness. And he couldn't get fucked. And they couldn't seal him. And instead, the only thing that could actually penetrate his durability was his own lightning style. Get a load of that. His own lightning style. So his elemental weakness couldn't do shit. But his own lightning style could. So that doesn't also work. That's not an excuse. So literally what Noodle's excuse is, oh, because his elemental weakness. Bro, like, if that's how it worked, bro, then everything that's shown in Naruto, elemental weakness, right? It would have never happened. Guess what? Madara wins against thousands of fucking water-style ninjutsu with his fire-style, his elemental weakness, and wins or stalemates it. Kakashi, water-style with the fire and wind. There's so many fucking examples, bro. There's so many goddamn examples. Like, it's not even funny. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fucking hear elemental weakness. I want to hear that bullshit, okay? Better yet, you see how they say Earth is inferior to lightning, you're bad luck? Even more evidence, when the third Raikage was pushing with his Raikiri finger thing, or his finger thrust technique, which is lightning style, remind you, and less fingers he uses, the more powerful and more piercing ability it has. You want to know what they said? They said, hey, all Earth style users, use your Earth style walls, you name it, against a lightning attack, because that's going to help protect us and delay his attack and, like, the impact you name it, whatever. Elemental weakness, remind you, and they use multiple Earth style walls against a lightning attack. Obviously he goes through all of it, but it cushions the blow, the power, you name it, whatever, yada yada. So all because it's your elemental weakness doesn't mean, okay, you can't use it to either win, stalemate, or whatever. If it's weak enough, you're going to lose. So meaning, Kakuzu has weak Earth-style durability, which is why the lightning went through. If he had strong Earth-style durability, it wouldn't have went through, or it would have stalemated. Just like any other fucking example that is shown in Naruto. So no, that doesn't work for you either. You can't just make an excuse because you need it to work, whatever. No, idiot. Shown multiple times, you're an idiot. It's not how it works in Naruto. Remember the whole Danzo thing you showed? Same shit is happening here. Why don't you show proper evidence once again and actually imply integrity and scale characters correctly? Because you're clearly incapable of fucking doing it. But anyways, let's get it.
The reason this is impressive is because Kakuzu has likely seen Biju bombs and things of that nature due to fighting multiple Biju and Jinchuriki. There's actually evidence to suggest this in the aftermath.
Kakuzu can tank Biju bombs now, bro. Oh shit! Oh shit! Even though he can't show it, Pain has a Biju bomb feat. Literally a literal Biju bomb feat. The third Raikage has a Biju bomb feat. Stated verbatim, you name it, and shown. Kakuzu, does he have one? Nope. Instead, it's an off-screen fight, meaning you can only make up shit to make it more convenient for you, okay? And instead, what he shows, to make himself look more dumb, clearly a Biju bomb was shot, And you want to know what they did? They jumped out of the way. They moved out of the way so they could not get hit by the Biju Bomb. And what did it do? It went straight like any normal Biju Bomb would. Just went like a bullet and fucking literally blew up. Nowhere does this imply that he got hit directly by the Biju Bomb. Nowhere does this imply he tanked the explosion. They could have been way away from it. That's like showing when Madara and Obito did the fucking 10-tail Biju Bombs, okay? And they're shooting that shit, and there's like destruction, you name it, and manga panels of that. Oh, are we gonna say everybody in the war is now can tank 10-tail Biju Bombs? Like, come on, bro. Like, it's so fucking stupid. It's so dumb, you know? Like, if the full 8 tails can't even, like, you know, is getting, like, fucked up by his own, like, either his own Biju Bomb or the 10-tail Biju Bomb, you're really gonna say human-like ninjas, okay, can be able to tank a tail beast bomb, bro? Like, come on, bro. What are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are we fucking doing? You know? Like, it's so stupid. Like, better yet, you would also have to prove Kakashi's Raikiri is stronger than a tail beast bomb. Good luck proving that, because if Raikiri was stronger than a tail beast bomb, don't you think Kakashi would have created 5 clones, done Raikiri, okay, and bam, charge at the tail beast bombs that were being shot at him? No, he didn't do that. Instead, he said, oh, I'll use Kamui. Clearly showing Raikiri doesn't scale to the fucking Biju bombs. Meaning, therefore, if Kakashi can hit Kakuzu with a fucking Raikiri and go through him, okay, but he can't use it to beat a Biju bomb, therefore, Kakuzu does not have the durability to tank a Biju bomb or the explosion of a Biju bomb, okay? And even if I were to be gracious and grant him to tank the explosion of a Biju bomb, you know what I mean, like where it blows up from a distance and then eventually hits him. Now, if it's like a point blank shot and explosion, he's not taking that. But if it's like, you know, from a distance, whatever, kind of similar to Pain, okay, that's a little bit understandable. Maybe if he does his Diamond More of Armor, he'd be fine, or if he does Chakra Control, he'd be fine. That I can accept. A lot of people can be able to probably do that, okay? But just to say he blatantly just can tank Biju bombs, get the fuck out of here. You can suck a dick, bro.
Of the Yugito fight, as
Suck
you
a
can see
dick.
in the background, a major part of a mountain was destroyed, and the only jutsu in the Biju's arsenal that has been shown capable of destroying this much area was the Biju bomb. Yugito's fireball was...
Oh, yeah, exactly. Okay, he goes through all the Earth-style walls. Even though it's elemental weakness, they still advise to use it because it would still be effective regardless of elemental weakness. Okay, and then, yes, like, then the guy uses, like, a rubber ball, like Uton equals lava-style rubber wall as well, and he's still able to go through that shit. You know what I mean? Like, using, an elemental ninjutsu to counter lightning style, and he can still go through it. So, yeah, that doesn't fucking work for you. It's another example.
The compound she trapped Kakuzu and Hidan in. Shikaku's air bullets did not...
And another thing, it is also possible for her to just use her fire star, her big-ass fireball things that she could have been shooting around, making that destruction as well. Because if she was near her village, why is she going to be spamming tail beast bomb? She's not going to want to kill everyone in her fucking village. The fuck? Why would she do that? You know, instead, if she were to shoot a tail beast bomb, it's going to be shooting it straight at them to where if it hits them, they're going to be sent flying and blow up, you know? She's not just going to shoot it at the ground, okay, or fucking just jump in the air and shoot it directly at them to where it would then hit the ground and then cause an explosion and kill everybody, you know? Or even hurt herself. Why the fuck would she do that, you know?
Mountains. The only thing ever shown by the Biju to ever cause this much destruction is the Biju bomb. So for Kakuzu to say that he doesn't believe this...
Oh, and another thing as well that I forgot to mention, Madara and Obito literally say, hey, let's use a 10 tails Biju bomb to kill everybody. Obito will use Kamui. Madara would just, he's the Edo, so he's fine. If they're saying that they don't even have the durability, raw-wise, you know what I mean? Raw durability, okay? To tank that shit, and they have to resort to using their abilities to survive, that kind of also goes to show that too, okay? And not only that, if we go along this line of scaling, wouldn't that make Kakashi have the durability as well? He was able to tank a kick from Kakuzu at full fucking force. So if Kakuzu has the durability to withstand all this shit and you name it, you know what I mean? He should have some AP to kind of, you know, go to withstand it as well, right? You know, the whole, like, laws of, you know, like, I'm not saying AP equals durability necessarily. That's obviously shown the opposite as well. But you need to have some type of compatible level of AP to be able to, you know, withstand, you know, the attacks that you can so-called, you know, tank or whatever, right? So Wouldn't that make Kakashi have those levels of durability then? Or anybody else that's kind of gone blow for blow with Kakuzu? Guess what? They don't, and they actually have durability feats that show the opposite. So, yeah, even more evidence to kind of show that, Kakuzu doesn't have that durability.
Full attacks will work on him means Kakuzu believes even Biju bombs don't work on him. This is obviously supported by the statements earlier of Kakuzu not losing to Biju nor Jinchuriki, because if a Biju could just vaporize him with a Biju bomb, why didn't they? The final and one of the most important factors to Kakuzu's resilience...
Retard. Oh, fuck, I need to stop saying the R word. I know that's not bad. That's not good to say. Idiot! Dumbass! Baka! Okay? Why would she use a Biju bomb and blow up her whole village? Did you not see all the buildings and all the people that were there, you name it? Why would she just kill everybody? Does that make any fucking sense? Like, bro, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Is his Earth Grudge Fear technique that allows him to hide 5 stolen hearts of Shinobi inside of him, forcing his opponents to land not just 1, but 5 fatal blows to Kakuzu, or just be strong enough to one-shot multiple of them like Naruto did. The final section for Kakuzu that I have to bring up is his speed. Kakuzu on several occasions manages to tag and blitz Kakashi. The most impressive of these feats
It's not a blitz. That's not a blitz. It's not a blitz. Not a blitz. Not a blitz. That's an off-guard hit. Kakashi was charging at head-on. He had no idea Kakuzu was alive. Off-guard. Then Kakuzu uses his speed and he kicks him and hits him. That's not a speed blitz. A speed blitz, you can literally look it up. You can Google fucking the definition of a speed blitz. It's literally on Google as well, you name it. A speed blitz is when you charge so fast at someone, they cannot react or do anything to defend themselves when they get hit. He was not aware of his presence. He thought he was dead, you name it. He charged at head on. It's not a speed blitz, okay? Definition, that's not a definition of a speed blitz. He doesn't know what a fucking speed blitz is. Noodles even thinks Zetsu using his symbiotic form to go on Obito's body was also a speed blitz to Minato and fucking Kakashi. Deadass. Anyways, an actual speed blitz is when, Madara with no eyes is able to move so fast where he completely shits on Sage Mode Naruto and etc., and beats all of them up, okay, and they couldn't even react to do anything. That's a speed blitz. A speed blitz is when, Minato teleports, kills them all. That's a speed blitz. Or when Tobirama teleports, stabs right through the Uchiha, he couldn't do anything to defend himself. That's a speed blitz. When they're aware of the person there, and they have the time to react, to do something, whatever, and they can't. That is what is actually a speed blitz. So no, that's not a fucking speed blitz. That doesn't help you.
Easily the speed blitz Kakuzu pulled off after getting Raikiri. To explain the scene a bit, Kakuzu first gets surprise attacked by the Raikiri and then falls to the ground. Kakashi then creates his second Raikiri whilst having a Sharingan activated and then begins to charge a Kidan. So firstly, this is the very beginning of the fight, so there's no room to argue Kakashi was weakened. Secondly, he has his 3-Tomo Sharingan activated, which increases his speed, and he has his Raikiri activated.
So Sharingan, alright, so I'm going to say this right now. It's extremely contentious. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but there's no way to concretely prove that the Sharingan amplifies your stats. It's never stated verbatim, word by word. It's never at all. Okay, there's certain things, statements that you can use that can be implications that it could potentially amplify, blah, 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 the whole 9 yards, whatever, but it's never stated whatever. If anything, when it comes to certain statements of the Sharingan, you name it, basically it's when it's being talked with the Sharingan, it specifically talks about the visual chakra, that there's a shit ton of visual chakra in the eye. And it's not just like your whole body gets a shit ton of chakra and amplifies all your stats and all that other bullshit. If that was the case, Sasuke would have been able to still deal with Lee. There would have been so many fucking examples. Like, that's not the fucking case at all. So, regardless, he would never be able to prove that definitively or concretely. There's arguments for it that are good and reasonable, and I don't have a problem with it. But even if you were to grant that, okay, great. It is what it is. Doesn't matter. It's Kakashi. Who cares? Okay? Kakashi is not like Raikage or Casey Naruto or Minato that has god tier levels of fucking speed.
Which is also said to increase his speed. So this is the fastest possible Kakashi at this moment in time, and Kakuzu, whilst laying on the ground, gets up in front of Kakashi's Sharingan and Raikiri and proceeds to kick him through a forest, all before Kakashi can react. Kakuzu was not even in his fastest or strongest state either. As shown later in the fight, the Jiangu Kakuzu manages to increase his chakra and speed and jumping capabilities when he fuses all of his hearts inside of himself. So this easily establishes Kakuzu above Kakashi. The next bit of speed scaling I want to address is Kakuzu.
So I'll address that really quick. Kakuzu is definitely not above Kakashi. Kakashi was able to deal with him over and over and over. They were relative. They were dealing with each other, filling each other out. You name it. Kakashi even got the upper hand. The anime even heavily emphasizes that as well. The manga, he's also able to deal with both of them, Hit-On and Kakuzu at the same time. So no, it's not the case at all. The only time Kakashi actually gets caught off guard once again and actually gets overwhelmed is when he does his transformation and he does his tentacles, and it's a lot more faster, and he just didn't, it just kind of surprised him. Makes sense. What's it called? So, and when that happens, then he does like his fire style, and he's about to, use that on Ino, Choji, and Kakashi. And then Kakashi could have done many things. Okay, literally, for one, he verbatim says that he would have just used Kamui and then defeated Kakuzu, and then he would have been in the hospital bed. Meaning, implying Kakashi literally states verbatim, believing that all he would have needed was Kamui to defeat Kakuzu. It's stated verbatim. So there's that. So no, it doesn't work for you. 2, Kakashi could have easily used Raikiri and cut his tentacles, and then basically, either done Kamui to contain the fire style, or if he was able to move faster, maybe with body flicker, teleport, grab Ino and Choji, and get out of there. He literally cut his tentacles when he went to save Naruto. So why would he not do the same to save Ino and Choji? That doesn't help. That doesn't matter. And then not only that, okay, base, Naruto with a very small QB amp, okay, was able to, land 2 blows, technically. 2. So if let's say I Steelman Noodles and I give him like that point, like that's a speed blitz, right? Well, technically, if we go by that logic, Naruto speed blitzed Kakuzu twice. If we go by that logic and that mentality and that argument, obviously it wasn't, like a fucking speed blitz to where like, Naruto just like in front of him just straight up speed blitz and hits him with a Rising Shuriken. No, he had to use shadow clones. It's literally stated verbatim. Naruto states that he needs shadow clones, like 3 shadow clones to compensate for the speed difference in long range, make diversions, whatever, and then I can create an opening and bam. So meaning clearly providing that he needs to use shadow clones in order to use it as a diversion and compensate for the speed difference. It's stated verbatim, so it's not a speed blitz. He's just creating an opening, using diversions to get behind whatever. Okay, same thing when Kakashi is using the Raikiri and focus on Hit-On, and Kakuzu comes out of nowhere and now has an opening, an off-guard hit. That's also not a speed blitz, etc. There's literally off-guard hits for a reason. When you're off guard and not paying attention or not focused or whatever, yada yada, yes, you're vulnerable to attack. That is not considered a speed blitz. But like I said, if we grant that to Noodles and say that is a speed blitz, that means he got speed blitzed by QB Amp Naruto. Guess what? A weaker Kakashi in the beginning of Shippuden was able to react and grab Naruto several times and stop him from attacking Deidara, okay, while he has a stronger QB Amp, okay, where like his hair is all, spiky, he has the fucking pigmentation, his teeth is all spiky, you name it, like way more fucking QB Chakra that he's using compared to what he did against Kakuzu. So, if a weaker Kakashi could react to that Naruto, okay, and then even react to 3 Tails Naruto and be perfectly fine, okay, that wouldn't make any sense. That you see, like all the contradictions, that doesn't make any sense. So if that's the case, then if you think of it that way, if you get speed blitzed by that Naruto, a weaker QB one, then I don't know. I'm trying to understand how that works. If he can't even take care of a baby QB Amp Naruto, and that's what's considered a speed blitz, how the fuck does he deal with a stronger Sage 1 Naruto? How the fuck does he deal with the KCM 1 Naruto? How? I just don't see that. It's a little weird, While Pain is shitting on the stronger Narutos. like whatever, bro.
Scaling above Nine Tails Chakra Naruto. For those that believe this is base Naruto, here's the Shueisha official colored manga where they depict Naruto's eyes as red and slitted, proving he's...
So I'm glad he's actually showing that, because, once again, if you compare the Naruto fighting against Deidara, if you compare him against Orochimaru, etc., even in the beginning of Naruto, in part 1, you name it, this is baby, this is like, if I had to, like level it, like, let's say you have QB, like, you have 1 QB Amp Naruto, And then, so you have 0 QB Amp Naruto, which would be this. And you have 1 QB Amp Naruto, which would be, you know, the pigmentation, the hair is all spiky, the teeth, you name it. He even has all the whiskers, all that shit, all the whole 9 yards. Okay? And then you have like 2 QB Amp Naruto, where he has like a chakra cloak on top of it, with all those looks. This is the weakest QB Amp Naruto, bro. If he can't even take on this Naruto, what the fuck does he do against Pain? Or Sage 1 Naruto? Or KCM1 Naruto? What does he do, bro? Like, if it just takes for 3 diversions to create an opening in Speed Blitz Kakuzu, guess what? There's 6 passive pains. 3 charges, opening, soul pull, or rod, stab, incapacitated, or Chibaku Tensei, or Shinra Tensei, Dawn, you know what I mean? Like, or fucking, you know, grabs him, tongue comes out, kills him. Like, there's so many fucking ways Pain could just end it then. With that, by that logic, there's so many fucking ways. It doesn't fucking help him. It's the most dumbest shit, and this is literally the biggest anti-feat right here, okay? Like, I just don't get it. Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. If that's how it works, then Naruto would have hit Kanemaru, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's so fucking stupid, you know? So, like, at the end of the day, he's just being an idiot. He's ratting, obviously, for the millionth time. It is what it is. But we're going to end this video here. I already know this video is going to be super fucking long. It's had a lot of pauses, a lot of, you know, explanations, debunks, you name it. I really wanted to do it because I enjoy talking and explaining why he's an idiot and he doesn't know how to scale Naruto, and why he's also a dumb, trash debater, especially if he's going against the likes of someone that's actually in the same level of debating, professional, you know, and competent, and actually knows how to scale Naruto. Okay? Thunder God would destroy this bitch ass. New Horizons would destroy this bitch ass. Naruto Explained would destroy his bitch ass. Fucking Seth would fucking, oh my god, would he like be like Kakashi would not having to use the Sharingan would destroy him. Swag Kage was able to fucking beat him. Okay, 6, okay, could be able to beat him. Like, Jay the Great would fucking destroy him. Okay, like, there's so many people that would literally just destroy this fucking idiot because all the evidence is there. All the contradictions are there. All the debunks are there. All the anti-feats are there. He's an idiot. So we're in the video here. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. Comment your thoughts down below. Let me know. Let me know how powerful Kakuzu is, bro. Is he multiversal? Is he multi-continental? Is he alive, Stage 1 Madara level, KCM1 Naruto? Bro, just let me know. Let me know. Please explain, because I'm lost. I haven't been keeping up. I don't know what's going on. I clearly don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm capping. Like, please, bro, I need some education. I need somebody to tell me how powerful Kakuzu is. Please. I want to really understand how to scale Kakuzu. I don't know. What have I been doing this whole time, bro? Like, bro, like, Swag, he didn't even teach me this. 6 didn't teach Seth. All the other Naruto Explained, Thunder, Horizons, fucking, you name it. All of them. All these Naruto channels. I never knew this, bro. I never knew. I've been tripping. I have not been paying attention. I've seen the anime like 4 fucking times. What the fuck have I been doing? I've read the manga like 3 or 4 times. What have I been doing, bro? What the fuck? You know, I'm just crazy. I'm stupid. So please, let me know how strong Kakuzu is. Please let me know. And 2, okay, who wins the fight? Pain or Kakuzu? 3, okay, most importantly, okay, who do you think Kakuzu would eventually lose to out of all the Naruto characters? Let me know your honest thoughts and your opinions and etc. Just curious. Let me know. Okay? Very, very curious. Why not? Let me know. You name it. Like dead ass. I'm going to give one example. I'd say War Arc Sakura would destroy him. And the Sakura that fights against the Sasori would probably destroy him too. Kakuzu. Sakura probably would body Kakuzu, bro. She just washes his ass up. He's trash, you know? Like, Sakura's about it. She's fucking strong as shit. All that chakra she has, that AP that's fucking insane, powerful, you name it, bro. Like, bro, just let me know, man. Just let me know. So, but yeah, let me know. Either way, I'll end the video here. Subscribe for more content. Subscribe to the channel. Be plenty more Naruto reactions along the way. The final part for this reaction to this video will be done and released as well. Look forward to that. We got about Sadly, about, fucking like 15 more-ish minutes left. Or not 15, I'm being an idiot. We got about 30 something more minutes left, so unfortunately. So we're almost done. We're at 20 minutes and 13 seconds, but it's a 56-minute long fucking video, which is extremely unnecessary for this fucking topic. And you can be able to make a 5-minute video explaining who wins in the fight. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed all the stuff I said in the beginning, in the middle, towards the end, and finally towards the conclusion. I hope all this evidence helps you guys. If you would also engage in a debate about this or whatever, or just to understand, period. And see you next video. Peace.